A beautiful evening in the upstate of South Carolina as this key ACC series gets underway. The Clemson Tigers hosting 7th-ranked Louisville Cardinals inside Doug Kingsmore Stadium. Welcome into the booth, Bryant Lambert, alongside former Division I head coach, longtime coach Ron Smith. And it's a fun matchup. Louisville playing for the first time in 10 days after their series last weekend canceled due to COVID.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how they react to that. But look, they've been really good all year. They've been a consistent club all year with very, very high-powered offense, both in terms of their ability to home runs and the way they steal bases.
And that high-powered offense, they're led by the sophomore Alex Bonellis. The last 8 games, Ron, he's been hitting with power all over the park.
Well, as you see this swing, he's sitting back on a pitch that's away, and he drives it the other way. And he really, to have someone come in and really start exploding offensively in the middle of a lineup that already includes Henry Davis, who hits .398, and Cooper Bowman, who hits .325. It's a big bonus.
There you see Henry Davis coming in at that .398 mark, a team, Ron, that hits nearly 300, no holes top to bottom.
Well, to have a team that is strong at the bottom of their lineup, it really sets things up very, very well for the players at the top of their lineup.
It's going to be a tough matchup for the Cardinals tonight. Freshman Mac Anglin for the Tigers coming up. 6.1 innings pitched a week ago, 11 strikeouts. The first Tiger to win ACC Pitcher of the Week, Ron, since 2017.
Well, he's just been very impressive as a freshman. He's got an electric arm, good slider, good curveball, developing changeup. But his big key is consistency. He's got to throw strikes.
Ron, you mentioned throwing strikes. There you see what Mac Anglin did a week ago on his Friday night start. That Pitcher of the Week honor coming off that performance. I think he's the key aspect tonight to keep Clemson in this baseball game.
I agree. Opponents only hit .217 off of him.
See, first pitch fouled off. Up on the hands, leading off, Cooper Bowman, sophomore out of Rapid City, South Dakota. .325 on the year. Power in the leadoff spot, 6 homers. And Ron, you mentioned it there in the open. When you look up and down this lineup, not many holes, and immediately your leadoff batter has 6 homers on the year.
Yeah. Looked like a cutter there, Brad. Just a pitch that just moved away from Bowman slightly.
Right, take another look. Swings over the top of it and look. Yeah. Keep your hitter off balance. Chance for an early strikeout, 1-2 pitch just off the outside. And don't mind that, Ron. Trying to bait the swing on the outside, have some play with ahead in the count.
Probably up a little bit, more than he would have liked, but not a bad pitch.
It's fouled out of play to the right on a beautiful evening here in Clemson, South Carolina. Crowd of 2,119 allowed in. That's up from about 1,500, so 34% capacity in what is usually a rocking environment. That one's up and away, and the count goes full here to Bowman to lead things off.
He overthrew that fastball, 96 miles an hour.
Full count pitch goes off speed and gets Bowman swinging for a leadoff strikeout. Take another look. Ron kind of pulled the change a little bit.
Well, it was that slider, and he's been throwing more and more breaking balls, and that ball has bite. It's coming out of the same window as his fastball, and this young man he knows how to pitch a little bit.
It's Levi Usher, the sophomore out of Fairfax, steps in, .221 on the year, 1 homer, and he'll look at inside ball 1. England on the year comes in, starting 4 games, has appeared in 8, only walked 13 batters while striking out 43 hitters, just hitting .217 against the freshman.
And again, you see that mid-90s fastball, and Bryant, that's something you just don't teach. Guys have that or they don't.
That's not mechanics that they come in and show. 2-0 pitch. Swung and missed, 96. This is a team, the Cardinals, when they get on base, Ron, you talked about it, they like to run. Over 80 stolen bases on the year. like to get out, and all important for the Tigers to keep the Cardinals off the base pass as England falls behind 3-1 here.
Yeah, they are 89 of 109 in the stolen base category, and what a weapon that is.
3-1 pitch is fouled back, and for the second straight batter to lead things off here on the top of the first, the count goes full.
I think the other thing you'll see that Louisville does very well is go first to third. They're a team that they emphasize that, and they're not even looking at their third base coach. If you're at first base and you're rounding second, it's your judgment.
That's high, and it's a one-out walk for Usher as you take a look at what the Cardinals do on the base pass around the ACC is Usher and Bowman leading the conference. You got 4 of the top 8 entering today on one team here in Louisville.
Yeah, it's remarkable. In talking with Dan McDonald prior to the game, he said we made a lot of mistakes early in the season. We were trying to do a lot of things with running the bases, and he said that we've settled down a good bit. There he goes.
First pitch immediately takes off and easily steals second. So Ron wasting no time, and you can see why the success rate there, easily taking second base, a runner in scoring position now with one out.
A little bit, I'm not sure that French really had much of a chance to throw him out. It's about 1-4 for England to get that ball to the plate. So
1-0 pitch over the plate evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Clemson coming off a series sweep over Wake Forest last weekend here in Clemson. Big thing to get things going again after losing 7 straight. An ACC sweep, get you right back in that bubble conversation. And Ron, a huge opportunity here as that one's grounded to the left side and through into left field off the shortstop's glove. That'll allow the runner around third. He'll easily score, and it's a 1-out double, and the Cardinals strike first as crossing home plate is Levi Usher, and the walk pays off for the Cardinals.
Well, those free bases will come back and haunt you, especially when they can steal bases so effectively. And Parker did what he should do. He laid out. You try to keep that ball with a man on second base in the infield at all costs. But the ball glanced off of his glove, and as a result, Usher able to score easily.
Usher might have been held at third or potentially a play at the plate if it wouldn't have deflected. But the Cardinals strike first and still threatening here. 1 on top of the first. That's line right back up the middle. Second over to first, and it's advanced the runner to third. Nice play there by the shortstop Parker. That's a little bit scouting when you're positioned right there, right over the bag. And now runner on third, 2 outs.
In a traditional defensive alignment, that ball was destined for center field, and another run for the Cardinals. But again, with the metrics that they use now, and they move defenses around drastically.
Trey Leonard steps in the box, 394. The junior out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Again, another power hitter that makes contact, forces the issue on defense. He'll pop one, and it'll be an easy play at short for Parker. And the Cardinals leave one stranded, but one crosses the plate, and we're through the top half of the first here in Clemson. The Cardinals up. Bottom half of the first coming up here in Clemson. Tigers coming up the bat. There you see the batting order. Caden Grice coming in 323 on the season. He's somebody to stand out, but this is a Clemson order that needs to produce, Ron. You got to think there's potential for some offense, but you got to have some consistency.
More consistency, and it's Davis Sharp being out for most of the year, having him back towards the bottom of the order gives this order a chance to be more productive. But having Sam Hall back recently has helped them as well. So they're facing a guy that, a left-handed pitcher who likes to work the inside of the plate. He likes to come in on righties.
Kieran, there you see what he's done on the season. The junior 5-0 on the year, and ERA under 3. Interesting enough, Ron, former closer. They said really pitches like a closer mentality, has that stuff, gave him the option, moved him to the starting rotation. Almost they forced to earlier this year. And when you got that closer mentality, you come out to start, you're kind of coming in and you don't have any nonsense. You're pitching to contact and trying to get players out.
Well, that transition maybe doesn't manifest itself until later on in the game. First inning, he's fired up, he's focused, and as a reliever, you can do that for 1 or maybe 2 innings, but as a starter, you're expected to go, 6 or 7 possibly.
First pitch inside, ball 1. There you see Sam Hall, the junior out of Hampstead, North Carolina, comes in 333 on the season as the Tigers look to get that run back here in the bottom half. Shows bunt, pulls back for a strike, 91 miles an hour. The count evens up, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, as I mentioned, Kirian's is a guy who's going to work the inside of the plate against. He's going to go glove side, which is going to be the inside of the plate for righties. And Clemson's going to, because of that, they're going to have to get their bat heads out there, because otherwise they're going to get jammed a lot. And then he throws that nice changeup down and away. That's why he is effective.
A lot of options. Kirian ahead in the count 1-2 as that's fouled back by Hall. Only 8 strikeouts on the season for the Tigers' second baseman. Stolen 2 bases when he's gotten one in both attempts. I think it's important for the Tigers to get the pitch count up for Kirian. You can't let him get out, get too comfortable, and get through 3 or 4 or 5 innings low pitch count, as that's going to be just inside. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes, almost too close to take.
Yeah, but that's a good point. And one area that this team led by Dan McDonald has struggled a little bit has been their bullpen. Now they've got some guys back that they think will shore up that problem, but that remains to be seen.
Count goes full here. Kirian ahead 1-2, back-to-back balls. Of course, you mentioned Dan McDonald, head coach in his 15th season, leading the Cardinal program, brings his team in ranked 7th in the D1 poll, 4th as high in other polls, as the full count pitch is off the plate, and a leadoff walk for Sam Hall, and it'll be a runner on first to start things off. Should take another look. Ron just a little bit down, and nice job. Down 1-2 behind in the count, working a leadoff
battle
walk.
Back, and you mentioned Sam Hall, and his on-base percentage is .471. That's what you need from a leadoff guy, and that's almost a perfect start for a leadoff guy to work, 5-6 pitches and then draw a walk.
Here, Meredith, Winston-Salem, North Carolina native, steps in with the runner on first, and he squares around, bunts it down the first base line. It's a good one, and it's going to be for a hit. And the Tigers have something brewing here in the bottom of the first, a leadoff walk and a bunt single. And Ron, that was a bunt for a hit the whole way. If you get the sacrifice, so be it, but perfectly laid down the first baseline.
That was beautifully executed by Meredith. They're just right there in no man's land, and absolutely no opportunity to throw Meredith out. And the second baseman, Bowman, over there in the heads-up play, backing up the play, as he should.
So you don't back up that. You have runners on second and third. As James Parker steps in, the sophomore comes in at 297 on the season. 7 home runs, one of the team leaders for Monty Lee's club. Kirian finds himself in trouble here in the bottom half of the first. We mentioned coming 5-0, but talking to some of the Louisville staff saying, hey, his last 2 appearances hasn't been as sharp, and maybe you're seeing that here just 10 pitches in. First 2 runners reaching for the Tigers, and a chance for Clemson to immediately get that run back.
There's that changeup. Interestingly, he has been more effective against right-handed hitters than he has been against left-handed hitters. Left-handed hitters are hitting about 300. Right-handers much less, about 200 actually. So he pounds it in with that fastball and then throws that changeup down and away.
1-1 pitch on the way to Parker and called time. Allows to reset. We talked about Clemson coming off those 3 straight wins. When you got a top 10 team coming into your place, a chance to get the Friday night win and really propel it. Huge opportunity for Monty Lee's club, not just to get some momentum back, but to really establish yourself, as that one's lined into center field. Runner had to hold up at second to see if it fell, and they'll hold him at third. Not waving around Sam Hall, Ron. You had to kind of hesitate to make sure that ball dropped, and back-to-back hits, has the bases loaded with no outs. Big-time opportunity is coming to the plate as Caden Grice.
It looked like a fastball that was up a little bit, and Parker just sat back and drove it right up the middle. Really, I guess with nobody out, Hall needs to be somewhat cautious. With 2 outs, obviously he would be going on contact, but even with 1 out, you would be a little bit more aggressive.
Grice steps in, 8 homers on the season, 323 average, and big chance for the Tigers to put up a crooked number here in the home half of the first. That one's driven deep toward left, going back, looking up, and it's gone. A grand slam for the Tigers as Grice sends it into the left field seats, and just like that, Clemson responds and goes up 4-1.
The big guy. Freshman steps in there, and what a big hit for him in his career. That young man is excited.
All 2,100, mostly in orange, on their feet. I was about to say, how much patience do you show with the bases loaded? He immediately swings and pokes one over the left field wall.
Well, that was a 91-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle, and Grice just sat back and drove it to left center field. Really good swing.
You're sensing some emotion from this Clemson dugout. We talked about the momentum being built, and this Louisville team, first time around, they're playing in 10 days. They had the Pitt series canceled due to COVID protocols within the Panther program and didn't play the midweek. So all of a sudden you're thrown into this type of environment, ACC series, and you look up and you give up a grand slam in the home half of the first. That's welcome back to baseball.
Yeah. I mean, if you're Clemson, the good thing is, hey, we've got a 3-run lead here in the first. The bad thing for Clemson is they've got to get them out 24 times.
The downside, upside.
And the same thing in the other dugout.
The catcher, French, goes down swinging on the 0-2 pitch. That's the first out here. Strikeout for Curian, who tries to settle down as you take another look. And Ron, what did you do as a head coach? Your Friday night starter, all of a sudden you look up, you've given up a grand slam, letting them stay out there, no need to talk to them. But what's your mentality here if you're trying to settle down this veteran pitcher?
Well, I think it depends on who it is. You know, your pitcher, some guys get rattled and you might have to go out and say something to them and maybe break the Clemson momentum. Other guys, you just say, hey, let's go. I'll never forget starting a freshman and his first start, and he gave up like 6 runs in the first inning and was struggling in the second inning. And he said, please. I went out there and he said, please don't take me out. I'm going to get it done. And he ended up pitching 6-7 innings, and we win the ball game like 9-8 or something. And I was very, this kid was a great competitor. And so it depends on the personality of the pitcher.
You listen to your freshman. Say 1-1 here to the Tiger right fielder Dylan Brewer. 206 on the season. Started off 36 games for the Tigers. He's just one of 2, of course, with sophomore James Parker that started all 36 games. As that's grounded to second. Easy toss over Vanellis at first and back-to-back. Davis Sharp coming up. He had a big walk-off a week ago against the Demon Deacons. I mean, talk about hitting one no-doubter. Sharp sent one way deep in left field, and that was to win, I believe, the second game of that Wake Forest series, propelling to the sweep.
Well, and again, this is a guy who has been a big factor in Clemson's plans, not only on the mound, but as a hitter. And to have him out for over half the year, he's now coming back and feeling more and more comfortable.
First baseman, again, you mentioned out for a lot of the years, played in 13 games, started 9, and big jolt back Coach Monty Lee's lineup. 2 outs, nobody on. The grand slam by Grice has Clemson up 4-1 here in the bottom of the first. As Curian looks to settle down after the first 3 weeks, to walk, a bunt single, a single to center, and then the big left field grand slam, has Clemson up 3. Down low, 2 balls, 1 strike, 22 pitches here for Kieran in the first inning. You talk about 3 big pitchers back for Louisville. We'll get into that a little bit later. So some options for Dan McDonald, but of course he wants Kieran to get through at least 4 or 5 here before he has to start figuring out who he throws out there from the pen. Off speed at 84 miles an hour, and the count's even.
Well,
2 balls, 2 strikes.
I'm sorry, Brian, but because of the COVID last year and the season being stopped, he's got a lot of guys back who probably would have been drafted and not even be there.
2-2 pitch, ball sent into center. Fairly deep, going back to make the grab for the Cardinals is Luke Brown, but it's a productive bottom of the half. Grice with the grand slam. Ryan Lambert, Ron Smith with you, top of the second. Taking a look at the series history, Clemson leading 14-10 all time. Louisville edging out Clemson 10-8 since joining the ACC, but a very competitive series.
Well, 2 really strong baseball programs. Louisville more recently. Clemson obviously has had a long history of excellence in baseball.
Back out there for the Tigers on the mound, the freshman Anglin, now with a 3-run lead as that one's fouled back. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike.
If you look at Anglin's mechanics, when he stays right down the line, drives right towards home plate, doesn't open up his front shoulder too early, his command is a lot better. When he opens up a little bit, tries to overthrow, then that ball's going to run up and in on his fastball into right-handed hitters. And sometimes I think, and this is typical of freshmen, he tends to overthrow. Sharp slider there.
Off-speed pitch evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lucas Dunn started all 34 games on the season for the Cardinals as the 2-2 pitch swings over the top, and there Ron back-to-back off-speed pitches, gets the punch out.
Yeah, Dunn waved at that one. He was fooled completely. That one started in the strike zone and just really nice pitch.
Second strikeout in the early going for Mac Anglin. And you know what, if you want to be settled down as a freshman, have your team put up 4 runs in the bottom of the first inning and say, go out there and we got your back, pitch to contact. And
we talk about Anglin's electric arm and his spin rate on this last pitch was 3,100. Well, on a slider, 84-mile-an-hour slider, and that's why it has bite. That's why it breaks sharply. It doesn't just kind of roll up there.
Luke Brown, the center fielder, steps in. You see the third baseman for the Tigers playing right on the edge of the grass, watching out for the bunt for the speedy Brown.
Yeah, Brown.
Yes, 13 stolen bases.
Yeah.
It's one of those guys. I mean, that's when you look at this Louisville lineup. You say everybody hits. Well, everybody runs.
Yeah.
Everybody you look down has at least 1 stolen base on the season. Dalton Rushing, designated hitter, is the fewest attempts, just with the 1, as that's grounded sharply past the diving second baseman, just off the outstretched gloves of Sam Hall, and it's a 1-out single for the Cardinals. Take another look, sharply hit.
Yeah, fastball, and there's a lot of base hits up the middle. Guys try to do too much, but if you stay up the middle, got a good chance to hit for an average.
Here steps in the freshman Dalton Rushing, 277 on the year, 4 home runs, and we talk about what Brown does on the base pass. If you're Monty Lee and now Mac Anglin, how much attention are you telling your freshmen? What's the balance between ignoring but focusing at the task at hand? What do you do?
It's really tough because you hate to really change your mechanics, and I'm going to see what his pop time is here. That was 1.31 from the time he started his delivery until French caught it. So that's pretty good.
Off-speed pitch gets in front of Rushing, 0-1. See the second throw. Not too much of a lead over there for Brown, staying relatively close, but again, adds a whole nother dynamic with the Cardinals on the base paths. Nice stop by French
Really
behind
good.
the plate.
And there's several things you can do. You have a good move to first base. 1, a quick move. 2, you vary your timing, you vary your looks. And then 3, maybe shorten your leg kick a little bit so that, there he goes.
Fouled back, and you say shorten the leg kick, just try to get quicker to home plate.
Right, just get a little bit quicker to home plate. And I don't know that you want to shorten your delivery once you get your arm into position, but maybe you can lift your leg up a little bit quicker than you normally would.
Brown looking for those tendencies. He took off, could have been hit and run there. As Rushing fouled it back. He's now behind 1-2. That's fastball up high. He was the count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Around kind of the example of the overthrowing you were talking about earlier.
Opened up a little bit. That was 1.35 for him to get the ball to home plate after he starts his delivery. So that's pretty good, but
goes back over. Sharp holding Brown at first. Cardinals down 4-1 after the Tiger grand slam in the bottom of the first inning after the Cardinals struck first with 1 in the top half.
well, Brown is looking to go. That's quite obvious.
Cardinals did have 1 stolen base in the first inning. Really tough for French even to have a chance. 2-2 pitch. Brown running again, and high throw down in time and got him. Great throw by French, right on the money, and threat immediately eliminated. Ron, and tell you what, if that's a pitch to throw a runner out on, high right in the red basket, easy to throw.
Yeah, great point. Almost like a pitch out. Just a great point and a very, very good throw. Easy call.
Just the 5th time Brown's been caught stealing this season, and now full count pitch, nobody on 2 outs, fouled back, and just like that you have a chance for Anglin only to face 3 batters if he can get rushing here.
That will not deter Louisville from running. They're going to stay aggressive.
Full count pitch on the way, and foul back will do it again. Here now north of 30 pitches for the freshman, who went 6.1 innings a week ago. We mentioned in that start against Wake Forest. And when your Friday night starter can go that just sets your weekend up. You don't have to worry about your bullpen as much. It really, a lot of options for you when you see your Friday night starter go that deep.
Yeah, when a Friday night starter struggles and you have to go to your bullpen early on Friday night, it changes things on Sunday.
Swing and a miss over the top. A 3rd strikeout for Anglin. And the Cardinals go quietly here in the top of the 2nd. It's off-speed pitch, swings over the top. There you see Dan McDonald. You try to see Dan McDonald, head coach of the Louisville Cardinals. Ron, he's had a legacy of success. He was the first rookie head coach in 27 years in his first year to go to Omaha.
To go to the College World Series. Yeah, graduate of the Citadel, played for the Citadel. I remember him playing, and very, very competitive young man as a player, and certainly that has transformed to him as a coach, which also transforms to his team. They compete.
They are in position to be a national seed this season. Of course, May 10th, the NCAA will release a list of 20 teams. 16 of those will be host sites, so a little different this year, still following some COVID protocols, but the Cardinals in shape to host there. Take a look at Curian, though. Kind of comes off funny from the rubber.
Yeah, that's the 2nd time that's happened.
That one bounces 2-1, trying to get comfortable back there facing Briar Hawkins, the sophomore, 3-10 on the season, starting in 15 of 21 games that he's played in.
He's swung the bat well, and again, to have somebody down in the 8 hole hitting .310 is invaluable.
That one's hit toward right field, taking a couple steps back and easily catching it is Levi Usher, the sophomore for Louisville. 1 up, 1 down here, stepping into the plate for the Tigers. Bryce Teodosio, the junior out of Simpsonville, South Carolina, not far away.
Teodosio in there for his, he obviously has a lot of speed. He can be an explosive hitter, shows some power with the 4 home runs, but he is an outstanding defender in center field.
Teodosio swinging on the first pitch, and he skies it to right center. He'll be handled by the center fielder. He's coming over to grab it is Luke Brown, and a quick 2 outs here for the Tigers here in the home half of the second. And exactly what Kieran probably needs after that first inning to get up, get one more out here, and get back to the dugout.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's needed. And both of those pitches that Hawkins and Teodosio flew out on were pitches that were inner third, almost inside corner, and they just weren't quite able to get their bat head out there in front.
Hall back in, takes a first pitch strike. He got things going, Ron, for the Tigers. Fell down 1-2.
1-2, yeah.
Battled that for a walk. Started really what led into that first 3-1 in the Grand Slam. Junior digs in, 0-1 pitch on the way and takes it just off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Thinks that Kieran asking where that was?
Yeah, that was. He asked the umpire.
He's asking if that was up.
If that was up, and that was. It seemed pretty obvious. Home plate umpire Jeff Gosney.
As that one's driven deep toward left, going back, looking up, and that's gone. Sam Hall deposits one into the left field seats, and the Tigers extend the lead now 5-1. You see Kieran worrying about where the pitch location
Great
is.
point.
Next time you're delivering one, and Hall sends that over the left field wall.
Yeah, sometimes if you feel like you got a raw deal on the pitch before, you've got to put that behind you, take a deep breath, and throw the next pitch, a quality pitch, and that was really pretty much down the middle, waist high. Yeah, actually probably just outside of the center of the plate, and that went off the facing.
So that's way up top. That one,
yeah,
second homer of the year for the junior. And here comes the Clemson offense. We talked so much in the open about what the Cardinals can do on the back. Clemson 5 here in the first 1 2/3 inning as Meredith steps back in. He had a bunt single down the first baseline in the the bottom half of the first.
And I loved what that just keeps gets a couple guys on base, and then you bring up your big boppers and Parker and Grice and French. So
that one, generous strike call, evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. In on the grass, you see Lucas Dunn watching out for that bunt down the third baseline. Trying to keep Meredith honest. Comes in 4 stolen bases on the season. That's off the inside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. Just looking at the body language of Kieran, looks a little bit frustrated, doesn't look overly comfortable. You saw him fall. You just wanted to focus in here.
Yeah, we mentioned that he's kind of fallen off the mound awkwardly, and so you wonder if his mechanics aren't just right.
And fouled back, evens things up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now 36 pitches for the junior. Of course, transitioning from a setup role 2 years ago, closer last year, and now Friday night starter for the Cardinals as that pitch is grounded to third base. Tough play, and he'll let it go foul. Smart play there by Dunn, as he would have no chance of throwing out the speedy Meredith.
Well, I just like the way Meredith's battling there, just putting it in play, trying to make something happen, use his speed. You can see he's beat, but he's just got, that hit the side of the grass, so that would have been a fair ball.
Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tigers with a solo homer by Hall here in the second to push the lead to 5-1. 2-2 pitch on the way, and it's grounded weakly to second base. It'll be easily stabbed and thrown over by Bowman, but it's the Sam Hall homer who sends one deep into left field, and the Tigers up 5-1 after 2 here in Clemson. There you see Monty Lee in his 6th season leading the Tigers, won that ACC championship a few seasons ago, and right now he sees his team up 5-1 over the 4th-ranked Louisville Cardinals, rather. And Ronnie, you gotta be happy. Put up 5 runs against Curie in the first 2 innings. You throw your freshman back out there. You're just saying, hey, pound the strike zone, throw strikes, and
exactly
going to work.
I think Monty's had a big challenge this year. Anytime you go through a losing streak of 6 games and then a losing streak of 8 games, and yet you're still right at 500, and you're battling a confidence problem when you have those issues, those losing streaks. But they've done a pretty good job of continuing to try to get a little bit better every day. I think that's been his emphasis.
Napchick in the box, shortstop for the Cardinals behind 1-2. So Anglin battles over the inside corner, strike 3 looking, going off speed, and already the 4th strikeout for the freshman. Ron, take another look, maybe tying up the shortstop a bit.
Just a little cutter, it looks like, and again, 85-mile-an-hour cutter, maybe slider, but and again, tied him up. Just didn't give him a chance to, just froze him.
Bowman back up for the 2nd time tonight, as Anglin falls behind quickly 1-0. Talk about this Clemson team and the 2 losing streaks. They're right on the cusp of that bubble. You look at the strength of schedule is high. They have everything they need. You win 8-9 games of these last 14, you're in with all the surrounding.
I would think if they win 9, certainly.
1-1 pitch up high.
You saw he got his arm up real late that time. Broke his hands late, and you see that ball right up into the strike zone or out of the strike zone. Need to slow things down a little bit. Stay behind.
That one skied to right field. That's going to be an easy play coming on to grab it. Brewer, and quickly 2 down here in the top of the 3rd as Anglin making quick work of this potent Louisville offense.
Well, you talked about the importance for Curie in the last half inning to get out of the inning quickly with a minimal amount of pitches thrown in. I think that it's also true for Anglin.
Usher steps back in. It was his walk and then quick stolen base that led to that run in the top of the 1st after the opening out, and he was quickly taken off from first after that walk, and he takes first pitch strike here with nobody on and 2 outs. You see how quickly, too, Anglin's working. He gets the ball back, goes right back in.
I like it. Keeps your defense on their toes.
He's working the inside of the plate. Got that strikeout looking outside here. He has the fastball. He has everything working right now. Backdoor
slider caught the outside edge, and I liked the way French really let that get deep to get the umpire a good look. High fastball trying to climb the ladder.
Fouled back out of play. Catch could not be made, and you might look and say, hey, well, this place isn't packed for a top 5 team coming in. Well, again, COVID protocols, 34% capacity, sold out for what they sold, which is over 2,100 tickets, and what is a tough place and tough environment. One of the toughest in the ACC and the country to play. And look at that little excuse me swing, tied up. Levi Usher, and 2 strikeouts. Now 5 in the game for the freshman, who's cruising through 3. James Parker coming up to bat for the Tigers. It's just a long list of talented, not just talented, elite shortstops that have come through this Tiger program.
Well, and that's a great place to start a team. You want to have pitching, catching, but you want to be strong up the middle, especially in that shortstop position. And I got to tell you, I've been, as an opposing coach, been the victim of a lot of these fine players.
So you played against all of them. Khalil Green even going back to that first-round pick. And what a recruiting tool when you can try to get a shortstop in and you can pull that list up. It's a first pitch strike for Curie, and trying his first shutdown inning. as Parker steps in, his first plate appearance. Singled. One pitch just a bit outside. Count even 1 ball, 1 strike. And now over 40 pitches for Kurian, who's trying to quiet these Tiger bats. Trying to get a little bit comfortable on the mound. We talked last time out, just a little bit off and a little bit sliding, and trying to really find his groove here in the early going.
His mechanics are, slightly off, maybe rushing some things. Maybe he doesn't feel comfortable on that mound.
That one's fouled out down the right field line. Nice play made down the right field line. Without a glove, too, bare hand. See, are you somebody that tries to make the play if a ball comes your way? You let it go. You've seen the damage that can happen.
Yeah, that hurts.
2-2 pitch. Swung going and then tagged out for the strikeout. And leadoff goes strike. That sets the table for Grice. And first time up, all he did was take the grand slam after the first 3 reach for a no-doubter over the left field wall. And first pitch swinging, Ron hit it out.
Yeah, just a great inside-out swing, stayed back, and got the good part of the bat on the ball, and the ball carries well here to left center field.
It's 9th home run on the year, put the Tigers in front 4-1. Hall's solo shot in the second has the lead where it sits now at 5-1. Talk about trying to make the play barehanded. You had many times that would shoot into the dugout, and I've seen you go away from the ball. You know how you would move.
Unless my pitcher was sitting next to me, then I would.
And you would take one for the team.
Yeah.
Quickly falling behind as Grice 0-2 as Kurian looks to settle things down.
I just think this young man has a really, really good future in baseball. Big, strong, he can run, he's got a good arm, and obviously can hit. Just a freshman and hitting well over 300.
And there sends another one deep toward left field. Looking back, going up and back to back for Grice in his first 2 at-bats. A solo shot, and Mr. Smith right on cue. The future is bright for this freshman.
Again, inside out swing. Let the ball get deep. We mentioned that Kurian gives up more home runs. He's more effective against right-handed hitters than he is against left-handed, but here's that pitch that's right over the middle, looked like a bit of a cutter, and Grice inside outs it, and that's strength.
Almost
really
identical to that grand slam. We'll talk about strength, 6'6", 240. If you can take it inside out like that.
And he can run.
So you talked about how that Hall homer kept the momentum going in the second.
Yeah.
Identical situation here as Grice takes the 1-out homer, and it's 6-1. A 5-run Clemson lead here in the home half of the third as Jonathan French, the catcher, steps in. He had a big caught stealing throw out to cut the Cards off the base pass last inning. Fouls one back out of play.
Now, there were 2 of the better breaking balls that we've seen from Kurian, and it's something that, his strength is his fastball, going in, up and in on right-handed hitters, and then throwing that changeup away. And but obviously he's given up 6 here, so they might be going to plan B.
0-2 pitch, strong fastball, tipped and cut on and missed, and it's a strikeout for Kurian, his 3rd of the evening. Ron just going with power.
Yeah, but just kind of climbed the ladder. You saw that Davis, the catcher, gave him a high target. It's all about location.
Now Dylan Brewer steps in. 2 outs, nobody on, as the Tigers have extended the lead here to 6-1. Beautiful evening here in Clemson. Wind blowing a little bit out toward left field. And Ron, you talked about how the ball's carried to left. We've seen that so far tonight. St. Paul's was not wind-aided, but
no, neither one of them. They were both very well hit.
These are the nights. It's probably really fun for a player where the weather is this, you're
yeah.
not cold. It is not one of those early February games where you're bundled up, but picture-perfect baseball as that one's grounded down the first baseline foul.
I always loved it once you get to April. Yeah, it's just so much fun. I mean, sometimes practice when it's out there and you're 32 degrees and you're trying to get a little workout in, or in a game even, it's work.
Your temperature going to fall into the 70s by the end. The 2-1 pitch is grounded through the right side, and it's a 2-out single for the Tigers as Brewer reaches with the shot between second and first base, and he'll extend the inning, take another look, a little seeing eye single to the right side.
Just keeps pressure on Kirian, who is, as we know, is 5-0 on the year and have been very, very effective. But sometimes you get off to that big lead, like 6-1's a pretty solid lead at this point, but you might lose your focus. But the Tigers continuing to put runs and pressure.
Sharp steps in as the throw over to keep Brewer close. Brewer, perfect 6 of 6 trying to swipe bases this year, so Kirian will try to keep Brewer close, and with 2 outs, not a bad time to run, and they have him picked off. Went on first move, and the throw down to second gets Brewer on the pickoff, and the Tigers go through 3, but the home run, the second of the game for Grice, has the Tigers up 5 after 3 here in Clemson. Through 3 here in Clemson. Bryant Lambert, Ron Smith with you. Tigers leading 6-1. Grand slam and pair of solo home runs. 6 hits for the Tigers through 3 innings as the freshman Anglin gets back to work, Ron, and that's what he's doing, pounding the strike zone here. 47 pitches, very effective with 5 strikeouts, just 1 run on those 2 hits. As you see Davis in on that 13-game hitting streak through the beginning of March, and you highlighted the power he can bring, but Anglin not backing down, going straight at him.
Well, that was a good fastball on up and in. But, what a year Henry Davis is having. My goodness.
Could be the first college hitter drafted potential as they get toward the MLB draft. No surprise there with what he can do.
Well, and as a catcher, too, if obviously as a catcher, your main job is to play defense. But if you can bring that offense to the table as well. Well, they were glad that one stayed fair.
Swing and bunt, the easy play for French. Nice job hopping up, and anytime you can retire a hitter like that on one of those swinging bunts with Davis, we'll take that all day. But Nellis steps in. Of course, we showed you what he has done his last 8 games, been on an absolute tear. He flew out his first at bat here as Anglin. Crowd doesn't like that, not called a strike.
That was close.
Clemson did not play a midweek game, had a brief hiatus for exams as that ball misses. 2 balls, no strikes. So they've been off. So you get that exam
about
period.
A week.
Yeah. We talked about Louisville being off 10 days. What do you do to keep your team sharp? As that one's quickly grounded at first, and it's going to be off the glove of the first baseman. We'll see how they rule that, as Sharp couldn't pick it. That would have been a tough play off the heel of the glove. Take another look, and was right guarding the line in the right spot, just couldn't quite make the play. And
that's an error.
We'll see how it's officially ruled here. It could be the 3rd hit. It is going to be ruled an error. So the error leads to a base runner. But going back, how do you keep your team sharp? When you have those small places, you say small inter-squad games, you throw pitchers out there just to keep the momentum.
Yep, exactly. Well, that sharp slider that you see from Anglin just continues to be effective.
Runner on first, 1 out after the error. And that's over, and quickly ahead here is the freshman Mac Anglin. If you're the Cardinals, though, you see 4 homers on the year for Leonard. And 1 swing of the bat gets you right back into this baseball game. Still plenty of time here, just in the 4th. But tell you what, quickly inside swinging, and You talk about tying up some hitters. They look off balance. Freshman doing a nice job off speed.
Yeah, really good slider with a lot of bite. And then French with just an outstanding job of keeping the ball in front. He's hopping around really well back there.
Dunn, the junior, steps back into the box for the second time tonight for the Cardinals. Sends one out of play right. Sitting on first, Bonellis, just 3 stolen base attempts this year. He's one of the 2 or 3 players that you're not as worried about on the base pass for the Cardinals.
But don't fall asleep on him.
Dunn struck out his first time up. 0-1 pitch. Does it go? No. And it's even 1 ball, 1 strike.
England throwing a lot of breaking balls, a lot of sliders.
One misses high.
And there was one where I thought he got rushed a little bit, broke his hands a little bit late, didn't get his arm back there in a good position on time, and ball rode up and in.
Guess they're going to say that was off the inside corner, and crowd doesn't like the call. 3 balls, 1 strike. Round, take another look. That was close.
That was in.
Comes back in off the inside.
And you'll see that French does a nice job of letting that ball get deep. Now, if he's the way that's ball 4 there, but if he's throwing a slider off the outside part of the plate, he'll go get it because it looks like it's going over the plate. Then if it's coming over the inside, he'll let it get deep because he's catching it over the plate. Yeah. So he does a nice job doing that.
Got the frame, the pitches now. The error in the walk brings up Luke Brown, singled his first time up, as the Cardinals have a little 2-out rally going here in the top half of the 4th inning. Trying to apply some pressure to the freshman Mac Anglin. Now a bunt, easily back to the pitcher, but the speed, beating it out. And the base is loaded with 2 outs, right? It looked like a pretty routine bunt, but coming out of the box quickly to beat it out was Luke Brown, and all of a sudden, the bases are loaded. Like, Anglin got off the mound pretty quick.
He just took his time. I think he certainly underestimated the speed of Brown. Yeah, that was the one where he did not have time to take a crow hop. He needed to plant his foot and make a quick throw without the crow hop. Freshman.
The little things, an error, a walk, and there you see Monty Lee having a discussion with Jeff Gosney, the home plate umpire. Not sure what they could potentially be having a conversation about, but the freshman Anglin has himself in a bind as Dalton Rushing comes in on the year, 4 homers. See if the Cardinals can have a grand slam here of their own in them.
You think back to the air by Sharp, and you just, as a ball player, if you make an error, you're just thinking, please, let's get out of this.
Yeah, Give your pitcher a little high five on the way off.
What that does, though, now you're looking at pitch 63. Now, he probably would have thrown 10 fewer pitches had the ball been fielded cleanly, and the next guy strikes out. That would have been the 3rd out.
Trying to get out of this bases-loaded jam. And that one skied to right field. It looks like he's done it. Coming on easily is Brewer. He'll call it, and the freshman gets out of the bases-loaded jam and keeps the Tigers up 5 as they come to bat here in the home half of the 4th from Clemson. There you see beautiful Doug Kingsmore Stadium. Happy crowd right here. COVID capacity 2,100. Seeing the Tigers with 6 runs on 6 hits as they come to bat here in the bottom half of the 4th inning with Sharp leading things off for the Tigers. See Kirian almost slipping off that mound again there on that strike on the outside corner. Sharp comes in, 2 homers on the year, getting back into action. You talked about what a big pickup and add back to the lineup he is for Monty Lee's squad.
He's huge. And the first pitch that he threw in that at bat to Sharp outside corner, that's not his bread and butter. The second pitch was his bread and butter over that inside corner against right-handers. And he has not really commanded that real well.
In the dirt, 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Tiger first baseman. Of course, she talked about how good he probably feels after giving up the error and seeing his pitcher get out of the inning.
Yeah, what a relief that is. Nothing worse than making an error and then the other team having a big inning.
Kirian was looking for the strikeout off the outside corner, even 2 balls, 2 strikes. Take another look. That's well off the outside. Kirian walk off, though, wanting the call.
He'd also questioned the umpire earlier on a pitch whether it was up.
I think the next pitch was when Sam Hall deposited into left field. There, that's low, and Sharps come back to battle back to a full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes as Kirian approaches 60 pitches now through 3+ innings. Kirian has had a chance to have a couple shutdown innings. A Hall's homer came with nobody on, 2 out, and then a solo homer. So it's not like he's sitting here getting in tons of jams other than the first inning. Just can't get a clean sheet as that one does paint the outside corner. Strike 3 looking as Sharp thought he had earned a walk. And it's 1 up, 1 down for Kirian as you take another look on the outside corner. That's a good pitch.
But you see Davis, the catcher, setting up on the inside part of the plate. Kirian, that's outside corner, and that was a strike. But I think, Davis was looking in.
Hawkins steps in for the Tigers. First pitch swinging is fouled back out of play. Hawkins now 305 on the season for the Tiger third baseman.
Well, he's in there for his offense.
Just quickly fouled back. How much more relaxed are you as a team when you're batting up 5? You're not trying to claw back. You have a different approach when you're up there.
Well, I think you need to keep focused and keep trying to put a run up here, put a run up there, but there isn't the pressure of having to have that real big inning.
0-2 pitch on the way, fouled back as the sophomore stays alive. Hawkins flew out his first time up. It's Clemson looking to win their fourth straight in the ACC and put a jolt into their postseason chances, getting a top 5 win if they can hold on here over the last 5 innings. Still a long way to go against this potent offense like the Cardinals. You talk about adding a run here and there. You may think, well, that's needed with what this Louisville offense can do. Plenty of offense could come for the Cardinals quickly.
A great point. And momentum can change so quickly.
1-2 pitch down low. Count evens up at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
A couple of breaking pitches from Kirian.
Mentioned the 10-day layoff for Louisville. They last played on the 20th. That was a 12-5 win. That's grounded sharply to second, kept in front of. Will quickly fire to first for the second out. Nice play, keeping it in front of him by Cooper Bowman, and 2 up, 2 down. But Louisville split the season series with the Wildcats, each winning on the road as you take another look. But 12-5 in those midweek rivalry games. You always like to beat the rivals.
Oh, yeah. No, we used to love, our rivalry was Citadel. I loved playing the Citadel. It was so much fun.
Of course, Clemson, usually the traditional weekend series with South Carolina, one of those games was canceled due to the weather, so they will play the 3rd game later this season against the Gamecocks. They'll make that one up down, or rather here in Clemson on the 11th.
There's no better rivalry in college baseball than Clemson, South Carolina. Just the level of interest and and all the homegrown talent, and that really is a great series.
Yeah, the interest that gets in the state. And actually, that was a pair of one-run losses. Really competitive first 2 games in that series, as they'll finish things up here at Doug Kingsmore in a week. Period, falling behind 3-0. You get 2 quick outs and then quickly fall behind 3-0. You want to hammer the strike zone here against the 9-hole hitter.
Yep, 2 out walks.
Guys looming on deck is Sam Hall, of course, last time up. Homer deep to left field. Three-one pitch, poke to her right, but right at the right fielder, and it's an easy catch for Levi Usher, and a shutdown inning for Kieran as the Cardinal offense looks to come alive, down 5 here from Clemson. Bryant Lambert, Ron Smith back with you from Clemson, where the Tigers lead things 6-1. Talk about Louisville offense and how Clemson can't get complacent. Look at that rank.
Potent. First in batting average, slugging percentage, on base percentage, stolen bases, second in RBIs and runs scored. That is
call that complete.
Yes, that's an offensive club, and that just doesn't have any holes up and down their lineup, and that is, as you mentioned, the reason that Clemson needs to continue to put the pressure on offensively.
The last time Louisville scored less than 5 runs in a game was in a game they actually won back on April the 9th against Florida State, 4-3. Before that, you lost to Kentucky 11-7, Virginia 8-7. So even the losses, they're putting up 6, 7, 8 runs. It's really been the pitching in those games that have given up. So Louisville can score and score quickly, and here they'll get the leadoff runner on, getting hit on the inside was Napchik, the shortstop. Tell you what, you saw Napchik doing some infield before the game, and you were impressed with what you saw.
His hands. Well, really, really good hands, strong arm, quick feet. And you can see he didn't make much effort to get out of the way. He's got that elbow pad there for a reason.
Napchik, 5 stolen bases, 7 attempts on the season. Ron, you expect to see him running here down 5?
I think they're going to stick to their game.
First pitch swinging, foul back out of play, and running.
Yeah, they run. But I think that with England, he's getting the ball to home plate about 1-3, 1-3-2, and it makes it a little tougher if you've got a guy with a longer delivery, and he doesn't look like he has much of an interest in running right now. But Dan McDonald might look at a situation where, especially if the count goes to 2-1, maybe a little hit and run with the leadoff hitter who can really handle the bat.
Bowman grounds it right to second base. Could be 2. Steps on the back, fires to first. Nice pick. And a double play as Sharp dig ones out. Made that look easy after stacking on the second base bag. Hall fires it over, and just like that, the leadoff hit by pitch erased. Ron, take another look at this pick by Sharp.
That was a really good pick because it wasn't a short hop. That ball bounced a good 5 feet in front of the base, and boy, Sharp with a nice play.
Now, bases empty, 2 outs as Levi Usher steps in for the Cardinals. And England a chance for another quick inning, and he can get through 5 in the 70 to 80 pitch range. You're sitting in a really good spot if you're head coach Monty Lee. Of course, he went 6.1 innings against Wake Forest last Friday night. On pace to do that and maybe exceed it if he can keep the Cardinals at bay here.
Yeah, that last pitch is a strike if it's caught.
Two-0 pitch on the inside corner, 2-1. You just say when it's on the borderline zone and the umpire can't see where it hits.
Well, if the catcher doesn't catch it, it better be right down the middle to get a strike call.
And it's off the inside part of the plate. 3 balls, 1 strike to Levi Usher. You don't want to issue a free pass when you got Henry Davis waiting on deck, and well chronicled what he can do, and that's exactly what England does. And Davis a chance to step up with 2 outs and a runner on first for the power hitting catcher.
Catcher number 32, Henry Davis.
Davis steps in, 8 homers on the season, 1-2 with the double, has his average now at 400. I don't care what level of baseball you're playing, when you have an average sitting at 400,
Yeah.
you can hit the cover off of it. Paying attention to Usher at first. He's 23 of 25 on the year on the base pass. We'll see if the Cardinals put him in motion here with 2 outs and Davis up. And right here, you want to do your game, you run a run, but when you got the power hitting Davis up, it's decisions
It's a dilemma,
to make. Yeah.
But you know, you got a guy that's 14 of 17, and but boy, you sure you hate to take the bat out of Davis's hands.
75 pitches for the freshman England. 1-0 pitch off the outside corner and falling behind again. 2 balls, no strike. Take a look what Davis has done comparatively to the ACC in the top 10 in basically every offensive category. On base percentage, 7th in the country. That's why he's projected high in that draft.
And plus a solid defender behind the plate.
England steps off, and Davis will step out here. You feel if Louisville can just get a couple runs back, get within shouting distance, bloop and a blast territory. Change perspectives, that was right on it, but fouled straight back.
Yeah, when you see the ball go straight back like that, it's kind of an indication that it was well timed, and he just missed it. Two balls, 1 strike for Davis. Hitters count here with 2 outs, runner on first, and that's off the outside putter of the plate. 3 balls, 1 strike. It's a 2-out walk to Usher, and now a 3-1 count. You got Benellis on deck. Yeah, I mean, it's fine you pitch around Davis, but then you got Benellis, who's been red hot coming up.
Let's pick your poison. Runner going, a hit and run, and is fouled straight back as a good jump was taken by Levi Usher. That's the second time you mentioned the timing there. Foul ball coming straight back. You wonder if Davis is starting to time up the freshman here, seeing him for the 3rd time.
See how deep the Tiger outfield is.
Ball ripped toward left field, going toward the line. It's going to bounce, going first to third is Levi Usher, and it'll be runners at the corners as the single by Davis. First and third, 2 outs for Benellis. It's a nice job, though, by the left fielder getting over to cut it off Meredith to keep that runner at third. You mentioned already playing a little deeper.
No, they're playing deep with the man on first and 2 outs because you don't want the ball to go to the wall. But I really like the throw he made to second base to hold Davis to the single.
Oftentimes, you just quickly see it thrown home to stop the
or throw to third, but he made the right throw.
Now, big chance here for Benellis. Cardinals had the bases loaded, couldn't convert an inning ago, and now first and third, 2 outs again. Benellis 0 of 2 this evening. Now the 0-1 pitch swung and missed, and immediately England getting out in front 0-2. Ron, he had fallen behind the last 2 hitters and now immediately attacking as this Tiger crowd tries to urge England to the strikeout. Big opportunity here for the Cardinals to get back in. An 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. How about that by the freshman? 7th strikeout, and for the 2nd straight inning, works through a jam as the heater swung on and missed. Sam Hall leads things off for the Tigers. He sit one, not just out, but deep off the facade in left field. Solo homer to extend this Tiger lead, and he'll try to get things going to lead off the bottom half of the 5th. He really had an impressive at-bat to lead off the baseball game.
I was just thinking that. He was down 1-2 and then worked a walk, scored a run on on the Grice Grand Slam, and then the next time up he drives one out, keeps the momentum going.
See, 357 on the year, getting back
Huge.
into the lineup. Another big pickup. We talk about what Sharp is back. And this
Hall.
Tiger team, if they can get the games to get in, this is not a team that anybody is going to want to see in a regional. They can start peaking at that time. Kirian back out on the mound here in the fifth. And, you're Louisville. You look at who you're coming out of the pen. Adam Elliott might be the first one you look at, the senior out of Louisville. But if you're down 5, do you use them? That's when you start thinking, how many runs do you need to get back before you start throwing your top guys out of the pen?
Your best guys. And again, that's one of the dilemmas of coaching. And I wouldn't use my best guy. If you're down 5 runs, you've got to show some offense first.
All ahead, 2-0, and catches the outside part of the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Real good pitch. 90 miles an hour on the outside corner, down.
Kirian comes into the night 5-0 with an ERA of 2.91. Has been touched up by the Tigers here through the first 4+ innings.
And see, he's not getting that inside corner strike tonight. He's not getting that glove side strike.
Be another one of those situations, though, if the catcher catches it
Possibly.
close enough.
It was a little bit inside.
3-1 pitch into the dirt, and patience shown by Hall. He's had quite a night, 2 walks and a home run, and the Tigers with the leadoff runner on for Kier Meredith, the sophomore.
I might see some guys start moving around down there in the Louisville bullpen.
Right on cue. Get up and moving down the left field line. Great facility here at Doug Kingsmore Stadium. Great place, great atmosphere for college baseball. See if Hall decides to get in motion here. Up 5, Meredith shows the bunt. Of course, it was a great bunt down the first baseline that got things going in the bottom half of the first inning.
If he gets it down, probably the worst thing that happens is Hall ends up at second base. There are those who say the sacrifice bunt is just giving the other team an out. But putting a guy in scoring position changes everything, especially for a pitcher in terms of anxiety.
1-0 pitch, swung through and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. You see third baseman Dunn right there on the edge of the grass, respecting the speed. Outfield playing normal depth. Middle of the infield setting up for the double play. One pitch inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch count getting up for Kirian. Now next pitch will be his 80th. As Clemson has made him work last inning. First time the Tigers didn't put up a run.
Yeah. Well, this is a good hit and run count, 2-1.
We'll see if Hall's in motion. He's not. The pitch is in the dirt. Nice patience shown by these Tigers here in the home half of the 5th, and a 3-1 count. Probably a same situation, another count for a hit and run.
Well, no, you'll take it. And he might start the runner, but he's not going to force the guy to swing because it would be ball 4. But, it's a good chance to run here. Get yourself away from the double play.
Ball not going, but a pitch misses off the inside. Back-to-back walks for the Tigers here, and now 2-1, no out for James Parker, the shortstop, to step in. Let's see if the pitching coach potentially wants to go out there. Roger Williams, of course, he's been with McDonald all 15 seasons on the Cardinals staff. They're going to let Kirian work through it. This is when I guess you got to know your pitcher, your upperclassman. You know he probably doesn't want to hear from anybody right now. And two people throwing in the pen, and there's going to.
Here goes Davis to buy some time.
He got up throwing. Michael Prosecki, you see there on the left, and then the right-hander, Cameron Robinson, sophomore to Champaign. Prosecki one of those pitchers that's back tonight. He's been out since the Georgia Tech series. So one of those arms for Coach Dan McDonald, who is back available. Of course, the Georgia Tech series for the Cardinals was all the way back in the beginning of March. So you got a pitcher who's coming back, and this could be trying to find some time to get those arms hot. And now we will see a visit to the mound.
And this is as much. I mean, you've really taken some time and not only to give the pitcher a chance, but maybe to break up the momentum a little bit, and he's going to make the change.
They will go to the pen. The Cardinals down 5 here in the 5th. We'll step aside. Tigers threatening again here in Clemson. The sophomore Cameron Robinson, your pitcher, 6'5", right-hander. Not a lot of action this year, Ron. Just 6 1/3 innings pitched, ERA over 8.
Yeah, just a sophomore, and just a stark contrast to the bulkiness, and this guy's a string bean out there, and but it looks like he has a really good arm. Needs to throw strikes.
6'5", 205-pound, Champaign, Illinois.
Got a chance to fill
native.
out. Yeah.
He'll come in and inherit runners on first and second, back-to-back walks as Kirian's day has come to a close for Louisville. He finishes 4 innings pitched, 6 hits, gave up 6 runs, all of them earned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. As Parker steps in, 1 of 2 on the afternoon. For the Cardinals, you're hoping for a little more out of Kirian.
Well, he's pitched really well. Sometimes, you mentioned it several times, Brian. I think it was a good point. He never looks real comfortable.
Yeah. See if Robinson can keep the Cardinals right where they are, down 5, and they have 4 at-bats left. Clemson can really blow things open here with the crooked number here in the 5th. First pitch high, 1 ball, no strikes. To the Tiger shortstop. Of course, looming on deck. Oh, just Grice. All he's done, a couple of homers.
Gone deep twice. Robinson straight over the top. Fastball, low to mid 80s. So he's going to have to locate.
1 ball, 1 strike. To the right-handed hitting Parker and step off, and we'll get things reset. These two teams will do battle again tomorrow at 3 o'clock first pitch, and then the finale Sunday at 2 o'clock. I'll be on ESPNU, national television audience. But though Clemson can get one tonight, takes a lot of pressure off the next 2 games when you're trying to get a big-time series win.
It's hard to win a series when you don't win Friday night. It just makes it tougher.
Robinson taking his time, finally delivers, and is popped up. Got under that, shortstop calls for it. It's easily grabbed by Napchik as Grice comes in. You'll see what he did in the home half of the first. Grand slam after the first 3 reached, and run a very similar solo shot. You'll see that grand slam went a little bit deeper and left,
Right.
but you talked about an inside-out swing.
Yeah, he just gets his hands inside the ball and just drives the ball the opposite way. Very, very impressive.
Caden Grice steps back in now with 10 homers of the season. If he can put one here, it'd be of the 3-1 variety. What, as fast as we've seen Anglin work and even Kirian, Robinson taking his time on the rubber here. Talk about what Grice has done on the midseason watch list for the Golden Spikes Award with several other Atlantic Coast Conference players. And
Good
checks a
changeup.
swing there, goes over the top. Yeah, right now, if you're Robinson, the last thing you're trying to do is groove a fastball over
Right.
the middle of the plate.
That was a good changeup. Good way to start off Grice. But, Robinson has, slowed things down, and really the pace of the game has slowed down, and that maybe is what Louisville needs.
Outside and low, 1 ball, 1 strike. You talk about how quickly momentum can change. You're doing things as a head coach probably just to try to grasp at straws to try to change how things are going out there. You're quickly getting 3 up, 3 down on your side. And the strike zone.
Well, we've seen from Robinson a 88-mile-an-hour fastball, a changeup at 80, and a curveball at 74. You talk about the tempo of a game, and in basketball, you can really control the tempo. Not so much in baseball. There are a few things you can do, but it is important.
Robinson taking a look back at Hall. At second, 2 balls, 1 strike to Grice. 2 of 2 on the day. Pitch on the way, swung on and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
There's that changeup again, and Grice a little over anxious. Good pitch.
Talk about momentum and what if Louisville's able to get out of this jam, 2-1, nobody out, and Robinson comes in. That's something that could jumpstart your offense. But a tall task with Grice up and French on deck. 2-2 pitch on the way, and that's sent deep. No doubter. 3rd home run for Grice. 3-run shot. And all you can do if you're Louisville is look up and wave that one goodbye as the Tigers cruising now 9-1. And at what point do you start pitching around this freshman? Now.
Yeah. Boy, that was a 3-1. What, 3-2, 3-1. 3-1 fastball and inner third.
2-2 pitch, so 2 strike,
yeah. And, boy, that ball was just crushed.
Look at this swing. That's not inside out. That drops the barrel of the bat.
Yeah.
Look, you can deserve to admire that one after your 3rd home run. This is going to get some national attention. Talk about a no-doubter.
Yeah, that was...
What did I say? Don't groove a fastball over the middle of the plate?
Prophetic.
The Tigers all over Louisville here in the 5th, 9-1. What's that, 8 RBIs now in the game for Caden Grice?
Wow.
Sam Hall has the other one. And
have a day.
Tell you what, if you're Jonathan French, you don't mind the homers, but you're saying, man, I got to come up after this guy every time.
Yeah.
It's like, give me a break.
Well, his role is really very important because if he doesn't produce, then they're really going to pitch around Caden Grice.
Three balls, no strikes for French as Robinson misses on the outside. Let's take another look at Grice's home run and listen. No doubt about the contact this makes.
Just dropped a bat head on that one and got it a little bit more out front. Those balls that he went the other way with, he let them get a little bit deeper, but he was looking fastball and just crushed it.
474 feet on that last home run.
That's got to be one of the longest balls hit in this park here this year.
A lot. Runner on first, 1 out. Here's Robinson. Battles, and we talked about Dan McDonald, what he's going to do. You might be looking at Robinson to stay out there and have to eat some innings now, down 8, unless your offense comes around. He may let him work through some things here, knowing the weekend's ahead of him.
Good point. Those are kind of things that goes through a coach's mind. Certainly don't want to destroy this young man's confidence.
Now falls behind 3-0 to Dylan Brewer, the Tiger right fielder. One of 2, single in the third, grounded out in the first inning. 3-0 pitch, nowhere close. And now 2 on, 1 out. Stepping up is the first baseman, Davis Sharp. This is when, Ron, you're a hitter, you're going up to attack, but pitcher struggling to find the strike zone.
Yeah, walk 2 in a row.
Yeah, your
and
balance between patience.
Yeah, you don't want to get yourself out.
As Davis Sharp steps in, 0-2, a strikeout as he gets back into the action. And it's like going to be a mound visit here, back-to-back walks, and try to get the confidence back up for Robinson. That looks like the pitching coach, Roger Williams, strolling out. You've been out there. What do you, mechanics settle down? Is this just a break to try to switch up what we talked about?
Just say, look, we got to throw strikes and give your defense a chance. But I think it's remarkable that he's been with Dan McDonald for 15 years. That relationship and keeping things the same, I think really helps the program, and obviously they've had sustained success.
Evan Webster, freshman out of Union, Kentucky, left-hander up in the pen for the Cardinals. Webster, 22 innings pitched on the year. This is when, if you're Louisville, you want to save as many arms as you can. The game like that. On the other hand, if you're the Tigers, you have a lot of options now. You get St. England obviously back out there, still plenty of pitches left, and maybe have a little bit of a longer leash than you ordinarily would. It's Robinson back up, working against Sharp, and finds the plate, strike 1. One pitch outside. Other scores around the ACC earlier today. Notre Dame, a 4-0 win over North Carolina. Wake and NC State tied 5-5 in the bottom of the 4th, and Virginia Tech scoreless in the 2nd. The only other ACC action, Boston College up 5-0 on Miami in the 2nd around the league. So the 1-1 pitch goes over.
Good breaking ball. Robinson settling down a little bit here after the visit from the pitching coach.
Good point. Throw strikes. If they get a hit, they get a hit.
Yeah.
This point, make the Tigers earn it.
You can't defend walks.
One-two pitch on the way and hit him. As he swung, it'll be a strikeout as that thing was coming on the inside. Swinging strikeout for Davis Sharp. Ron, that was almost a protect me swing running up and in there.
Yeah, that ball had a little life. As you mentioned, it ran up and in on the little two-seamer. You can see that.
Tough swing when you
Sharp,
swing and strike out and get hit.
Yeah. Sharp was determined. He really wasn't identifying anything before. He was swinging from his heels.
First strikeout for Robinson, second out of the inning, still 2-1. As Hawkins steps in, right-handed hitting sophomore, 300 on the year. Takes the fastball high. Pitch misses inside, falls behind again. 2 balls, no strikes. Now, if you're England, you've been working through some innings. You had a long break over there. You got to get things back going, right? What are you doing? You sitting quietly? Anybody talking to him?
Sometimes guys will get up and throw on the side a little bit. But that's a really good point, Brian. He's got to come out there. And
that one's driven deep to left. Is that out and fair?
Yep.
They're going to say foul ball. Just foul. Tell you what. Hawkins did not miss the 3-run homer by much.
Boy, that was really close. And a hard judge for the third base umpire.
Chavero January was right on the line. Hey, what? I thought that started well inside the pole and curved foul. Tigers 4 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. No runs in the fourth, but 3 here in the fifth. Has a 9-1 lead over the Cardinals, who came in 7th D1 baseball poll, 4th in the perfect game poll, 14-6 in the ACC. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hawkins sees the pitch, grounds it hard to third base, and is booted. He'll get into left field, not allow the run to come around third and score, and the error, inopportune time, goes right off the glove of Lucas Dunn, and French comes around to score. The Tigers now with 10 and lead by 9.
Boy, when it rains, it pours for the Cardinals, and pretty good breaking ball. Hit hard and pretty tough play, but Dunn unable to make the play, and then it bounces over the shortstop's head.
If you're Robinson, that's about the last thing you want to see. You're throwing strikes, you get the ground out. Teodosio steps in, a chance to keep the rally going here with 2 outs and 2 on. It's hit hard, grounded foul. Clemson now 10 runs, 7 hits. Oh, this. Not left any on base.
That's right.
They cleared them all.
Yes.
Thanks
I was
to
thinking
Bryce
the same
Summer,
thing, yeah.
Louisville consequently have left 6 on base. They have a tall order to come back from this 9-run deficit. Mentioned tomorrow's game, Cardinals going with Luke Seed, Tigers going with Askew, and Clemson going to be announced Sunday. Seeing how these games played out, you have a couple options. If they want to go with Clark, they could see what else goes on, but games like tonight make those decisions if it holds much easier.
A little bit easier. I think they would use Clark if they had to, if it was a close game, they had a chance to get a win tomorrow, for example.
Hoffman as well you could look at. And right now, Tigers up 9. You'll probably see England back out there. Still around 80 pitches. Still plenty of room left as Teodosio stands in. 1-2, ripped foul right over the Louisville dugout.
Now you can see why, if that's coming in the dugout. I'm ducking.
Oh, no doubt. Duncan moving. Things fired up. I'm sure you got pelted once or twice in your years.
I just grab them.
Just get it out and go. Wind died down to what we saw in the early innings. Flags at center field, most part lying limp. Occasionally, get a small breeze.
If you look at the trees that left, though, they're blowing.
And there, breaking ball lost on the inside, hits Teodosio, and Sam Hall will come up with the bases loaded. Yeah, out toward the left, they are still blowing pretty well. As just doesn't come around that breaking ball, and I guess those are the easiest types of pitches to get hit on. Easily turned, tapped in the back, jogged to first. As Hall has a chance to continue his perfect night, a pair of walks to go with his bomb to left field. As it's going to be Robinson just going to stay out there with these bases loaded situation. And Tigers a chance to clear him again.
Good breaking ball.
Right down the middle of the plate. 0-1 to the right-handed hitting second baseman, the junior for the Tigers. Oh, 0-1 pitch. Just a bit high. Clemson in those 3 wins last weekend. 3 runs, 6 runs, and 5 runs. So it's not like the offense was just exploding before that losing streak. Saw a lot of 2s, a lot of 3s.
Yeah.
Big breakout game you look back. You kind of circle a game and say this is where it got going. And who knows what the future holds for these Clemson Tigers.
Well, you also think, it'd be nice to save a couple of these runs.
Crowd doesn't like that generous call. saying, don't give them any help. This crowd merciless. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded for the Tigers, who have put up 4 runs here in the home half of the 5th to match the total in the first. 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. And Robinson gets out of the jam, but not before. Grice does it again. This time, no doubter as he watches it fly over the right field wall. Another 4 spot for the Tigers has the lead at 10-1. There you see some members of the Clemson softball team. Cagle there in the top right in the orange. What a season they're having. Of course, the inaugural season cut short a year ago due to COVID. They're now ranked 13th in the country, cruising in the ACC. What a facility and what a team they've built in a short time, and well attended, well supported, and right now they're enjoying the offense from their baseball counterparts, who have scored 4 in the first, 1 in the second and third, took a brief hiatus in the fourth, now 4th spot in the 5th as England back out there for the Tigers. And with his pitch count sitting at 83, probably has an inning or 2 left if he can get through it. And if you're the mentality right now of Louisville, what are you doing here?
Well, yeah, you just battle.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing you can do except go up there and try to battle and get a couple runs here, a couple runs there, and get yourself back to within a grand slam. Get it back to a 4-run lead somehow, and that certainly isn't impossible. But if Monty Lee could get 2 more innings out of England, he would be delighted. But I think he would be obviously cognizant of the pitch count.
Trey Leonard steps in, 0 of 2 on the evening. Pop out and the strikeout. Cardinals going to get back in. They need to get leadoff hitters on base, try to get into this Tiger bullpen as that one's grounded harmlessly to first. Nice play taken by Sharp, and he'll easily step on the bag for a quick 2-pitch out. Talk about the Clemson bullpen. They clipped the Tigers in a lot of games. The bullpen this year, 9-8, 3.9 ERA, just a 0.251 batting average for the opponents, and over 160 innings pitched. So, again, this Tiger bullpen done a really nice job when they're needed, but so far, nights like tonight, getting a needed reprieve from the pen.
Well, England, as we've said, when he commands the strike zone, he's been very, very effective.
Lucas Dunn steps in, fouls it back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dunn, third baseman here. A costly error last inning led to a run and kept the Tigers alive. Dunn struck out in the second, walked in the fourth. 1-1 pitch, grounded toward third. Takes it on a hop, strong throw across the diamond. And quick 2 outs as Hawkins a nice job stepping into the throw to Sharp. And tell you what, you want England to go a couple more innings. How about 6 pitches, 2 outs here in the 5th, or right at the top of the 6th.
That's the ideal situation for him and the Tigers. And what Louisville has to do is they've just got to keep battling. Battle England. England obviously is not going to walk a lot of guys, I wouldn't think, unless he really tires. But they've got to get some runners on base. Can't hit a 9-run homer.
First pitch swinging is lined to right field, easily grabbed. And less than a 10-pitch inning, the freshman cruising, as are the Tigers here from Tigertown. The freshman Evan Webster, the new pitcher for the Cardinals, comes in. ERA just over 5, 15 strikeouts on the season. Robinson's days. And the freshman out of Union, Kentucky, over 22 innings pitched on the season. And Coach Smith, this is one where you go out and say, hey, throw strikes.
Yeah.
Let's eat up some innings. If the offense gets you back in it, great, but throw it over the plate.
Well, that's always the plan, but especially now. These are tough games to play on both ends. You want to keep your focus if you're Clemson, certainly. and you want to keep competing if you're Louisville. And, you know, by golly, you need to make 27 outs. Things happen in baseball, and that's what makes it such a great game. And with this explosive offense, you really never know. Obviously, the Tigers appear to be in complete control at this point.
Here, Meredith steps in to lead off the home half of the sixth for the Tigers. Walked back in the first, was part of that grand slam coming home. Walked in the fifth, grounded out in the second. First pitch low, ball one.
If you're Clemson, you're looking for 9 outs. Now, I never like to count outs, but in the back of my mind, I would always think, hey, we got 9 to get.
That's what you get.
Yeah.
Left-hander takes it inside, almost hit him. Gets ahead 2-0. We mentioned these two teams doing battle Saturday and Sunday. Sunday will actually be senior day for the Tigers. They'll honor seniors before the game. It's a little early. Still can get family and friends that they're around toward the close of the semester. And you talked about loving to play in April. It's fun for some of these students as well. As you get through exams, you don't have to worry about the academic component until maybe some summer sessions and focus on baseball. It's kind of like what football does preseason, baseball does at the end of the year.
It's a lot of fun.
Of course, you still have your practices, but you do more when you were obviously all those years coaching. Do you spend more time with your team? The 2-1 pitch is
not too much, but a more relaxed setting. And
Meredith steps out on the 3-1 pitch.
Certainly wanted to keep the guys together a lot. You know, didn't want to try to do a lot of things, team dinners, things like that. Do some camaraderie building.
Full count here on the Tiger left fielder. Sophomore steps in, now batting .293 on the season, and he'll see the full count offering on the way and sends one to center, taking a few steps back and grabbing it is Luke Brown for the first out. So Meredith goes full and flies out to center for the first out here in the bottom of the sixth.
That ball was well hit.
Mentioned those wind that we said temporarily going down left and center, now whipping.
Yeah, if you look at the trees and down the left field line, those leaves are moving, and it's blowing out.
Webster got Meredith, and now Parker steps in. Nobody on, one out. He'll rip run to left center for first pitch single. Now 2 of 4 on the evening.
Yeah, oh boy, here comes Rice up with the guy on base again. Maybe
Can he do it again?
Not enough guys on base. I mean, he needs like bases loaded, or
he's had a solo. He's had a 3-run shot, a solo shot, and a grand slam. So all he needs is this homer for the home run cycle. Is that too much to ask? Could he really do it again? No, if you
got to wonder what he's thinking.
I'll say, and if you're Webster, are you thinking I can't give up? I can't be a guy that gives up another one. Rice, 3 of 3 with 3 homers. No, even if we see a double, it's going to just feel like a disappointment. Expectation here so high.
It's been a very impressive performance, and what Webster has to be careful of is not overthrowing. He's got to make his pitches.
Swings over the top, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Like a little cutter. Oh, had a little late movement on it.
One pitch on the way, bounces up. Nice job staying in front of it. And the block by Henry Davis.
Well, he's done a good job on several balls in the dirt, keeping runners in position, and it's those free bases that will catch up with you.
Webster gets set, 2-1 pitch, and grounder toward first. Bobble, and Grice will be tagged out running the line. Parker moves up to second base, and the Cardinals finally figured out a way to get Caden Grice out.
Looked like an off-speed pitch. Caden was a little bit out in front.
Runner now in scoring position with 2 outs as Jonathan French steps in. Struck out in the first and third, walked in the 5th inning. Of course, Tigers put up a 4 spot an inning ago. French done a nice job behind the plate. Momentum play early in the game. He threw out base runner going to second when it was
big play.
Early game. Kind of a statement play. You're
Right.
going to run, and we're here to get you out.
Yeah. And again, you also give Anglin a little bit of credit on that. He had thrown over several times. He was getting the ball to home plate about 1-3, which gives a catcher a chance.
Now a little bit of the conversation as Davis goes out to talk with Webster, and now looks like there's going to be a larger visit as the mound is. Donald's going to have a conversation here. What do you think this would be about here? It's an interesting situation here. 9-run game, 2 outs, runner on second. And looks like he's getting into him a little bit.
I think he's not happy with Webster for some reason. Maybe he's shaking off Davis. Maybe Coach McDonald doesn't like his body language out there. Look at that young man's face. He's a little
locked in now.
Yeah.
Yeah, McDonald, he's still fired up going back to the dugout. His fastball fired in. Fouled out a play down the right field line.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was something that he was shaking off some pitches or he was showing some kind of contempt for whatever was happening on the field. But Dan McDonald wanted to get Webster's attention, and I think he did.
Quickly ahead, 0-2. It could be a body language thing. I
Right.
mean, he went out there with a message, delivered it, and walked right back off.
There's no one in the bullpen,
yeah.
so
13 pitches in for Webster, 0-2 pitch on the way. You got Parker out at second. High and outside, 1-2.
Tigers have scored in all but one inning here.
And 4th and threatening here in the 6th would be only the 2nd inning not scored on just a beautiful evening for baseball here in Clemson, South Carolina. Bryant Lambert and Ron Smith with you in the 1-2 pitch. Ruthers cut on at mitt. And the Tigers go quietly in the 6th, but still up 9 here against the 7th-ranked Louisville Cardinals. Mac Anglin, the Tiger freshman pitcher, 7 strikeouts. You'll see 5 of them here. And Ron, he's been doing it off-speed, fastball, everything really working.
Yeah, especially his strikeouts have been with sliders mainly. And he's really done a super job with that. And when you're throwing 93 to 95, and then you've got a slider at 87 and a nice changeup at around 80, and throwing them all for strikes, it's a recipe for success.
Freshman only giving up 4 hits. We mentioned 6.1 innings a week ago. ACC Pitcher of the Week, the first Tiger to get the Pitcher of the Week honors in the conference since 2017. And who would have said, hey, we're going to trot you out against the 7th-ranked team in the nation, one of the most potent, if not the most potent offense in the country, and we're going to try to top that outing. That's the potential to do that right here. And now with a 9-run lead, you think he'll pound the strike zone with 89 pitches. Inside. What's impressed you the most about this freshman? A lot to choose from. Just kind of his poise, too, in tough situations.
Exactly, his poise. He's unflappable, and his arm. I mean, he's got a really, really good arm when he doesn't try to overthrow. Big body. He competes. He gets in trouble and keeps battling. There's that cutter or slider He's just missing bats, or at least the center part of the bat, which is the key.
Here, I think the Tigers have found a Friday night starter in the freshman Anglin. 1-2 pitch on the way. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's just looking at just being consistent now.
Foul toward the Tiger dugout. Reset, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and you mentioned 9 outs to go. Seemingly in control. Obviously, pitch count you're worried about. You're not so much situational. What's the leash look like? Is it really just a comfort thing? And
yeah, I mean, I think it depends on how Anglin feels, and he's still throwing well, throwing mid-90s.
that one sharply hit through the right side. Leadoff single for Dalton Rushing, and got a little bit of the shift going there. Shortstop was playing right over second base and sharply hit and found a hole. A leadoff single. Should take another look. It's one of the few balls that's really been hit hard off the bat. Napchick.
There it is. And I like the first pitch breaking ball. It doesn't have to be anything special. Most of the time on a first pitch, hitters are going to take a breaking ball unless they're absolutely looking for it.
Done a nice job being ahead in most counts, and here another off speed ahead 0-2.
Another slider. Right down the middle, both of those pitches, but because they were spinning.
Yeah, that last spin rate over 3,000. 0-2 pitch on the way and just off the outside corner. Crowd wanted the call, maybe just a bit outside. Talk about, though, hitting your spot. That's kind of where they set up. You set up just a bit outside.
Right.
Yeah, hit it.
Trying to catch that back door breaking ball.
That one's poked to left center field. Plenty of air under it. Center fielder running over to make the grab.
He was five sliders in a row there.
You said, when you can establish control, you can throw that pitch confidently. That's, a lot of get me over fastball. You can do a little get me over slider and do it more times than not.
Second baseman number 2, Cooper Bowman.
As Cooper Bowman steps in, already grounded into one double play tonight. That ended a Louisville threat. And you talk about the offense, Louisville, it's really been struggling to get some of the leadoff runners on. And when they have, you had a Steeler thrown out, the double play. Really,
and then the deficit. I mean, you're not going to run now. I mean, you got to get hitters to the plate. And, stealing a base doesn't do much for you.
Now at 100 pitches for the freshman Mac Anglin. Getting ahead of Bowman 0-2, trying to get through the 7th. So far, 6 1/3 has matched where he was last Friday night, trying to top it. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. The 8th strikeout for the Tiger freshman. Seemingly still in control. Let's take another look. There it is again.
Slider machine, man. And that spin rate was 3,100. So he's just got a live arm.
Right fielder number 5, Levi Usher.
It's Levi Usher. Couple of walks.
Pitching coach Andrew C. has done a really nice job with him. Some things you can't teach, but that poise, the confidence that he seems to have, and he seems to relish the spotlight.
Take a look at this defensive positioning. You got the shortstop playing on the second base side of the bag. That's where you see a lot of the analytics and things. And
seeing a lot of that now.
We saw it pay off. It was earlier, sharp hit ball right over second base, position right there, easy out. 1-0 pitch easily over, 1-1.
Slider again.
Were you a believer in that? Did you shift a lot of your team?
I wasn't smart enough to figure that out. No, we didn't do a lot of some. Obviously, we would do some scouting, but not that drastically.
1-1 pitch off the inside part of the plate. 105 pitches. There you see some of that alignment.
Yeah, you see
you got
shortstop,
Parker over there.
Right, Parker trying to, guard against any kind of a bunt. He's almost even with the grass. but the left side of the field is basically open for the hitter, Usher.
Then a big gap in left center field. Center field playing a bit shallow. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Already 8 strikeouts for the freshman England, looking to get through 7. Crowd urging him on, and I tell you what, if you get a punch out here, that may be some of the loudest ovation you're going to hear from this COVID capacity crowd.
That was a little lyrical there, COVID capacity
like
crowd.
That? Tell you what, thought he had it looking. Crowd did too. Count goes full. Now 3 balls, 2 strikes as England was a couple steps off. Take another look.
Ooh, that was close.
Started outside, kind of snapped back in, back door.
That was close. And that's that one where if French catches it really deep, it looks better to the umpire.
Off speed again, fouled straight back. Runner taken off with a 2-out full count pitch. Tell you what, we talk about biggest impact of the game. It's hard to look past Grice for those 3 homers, but the job that England's done, you can't be overshadowed by Grice.
2 freshmen.
Yeah.
That's the remarkable thing. And he gave up, he gave up the run in the first.
There ties up on the inside part of the plate. 9 strikeouts. The freshman is cool, calm, and collected. Swing and a miss. Welcome back to Clemson. Bryant Lambert, Ron Smith. Coach, we talked about all the Louisville offense, and Clemson said, hey, don't forget about us. They have been potent from the start tonight.
Well, obviously, with Grice hitting 3 of them, but I mean, the Tigers have scored in all but 2 of the innings, and when you keep that kind of offensive pressure on, but the big guy is Grice. I mean, my goodness, 3 dingers, 8 RBIs.
Yeah, that's the most RBIs by a Clemson Tiger since 2006, when Tyler Colvin also had 8 in a single game. And there's rumblings Grice may be going down to the pen, so he may be doing all. So far, Clemson in control, up 10-1. Jack Perkins steps in the rubber for the Cardinals. 6'1", 215-pound sophomore out of Indiana. As obviously Coach Dan McDonald's not going to throw his top bullpen staff out, but he's also trying to do an inning here, inning there, not burn up too many guys. And a beautiful night for baseball. Crowd on their feet here in the home half of the 7th, enjoying their Tigers' dominant performance. And here in the bottom of the 7th, Clemson will be led off by their right fielder, Dylan Brewer, set to step in. 1 of 2 on the night, single and a walk.
I wouldn't be surprised if they bring in a new pitcher, being Clemson, they'll bring Hackenberg in too, as behind the plate, and rest French a little bit and give Hackenberg an at bat. You want to keep his bat going.
Be a 3 o'clock first pitch tomorrow afternoon. These 2 teams set to do battle again in the finale, 2 o'clock on Sunday. 1-0 pitch on the way. Check swing did not go. Louisville flew into Atlanta yesterday, bust over. They will fly out Sunday night from Charlotte, not till 11 o'clock, so plenty of time, obviously, to get these full games in. And
honestly, by the time they drive to Atlanta, drive to Charlotte, get on the plane, he's just as quick to get on a bus and drive to Louisville. It's about a 7-hour drive from here. It's going to take them all of 7 hours.
I'll let you tell the Cardinals you want them to drive back.
Well,
economical, right?
It has nothing to do with that.
Time frame, just time limit?
Yeah. I mean, get on the bus and flying can be stressful too.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Could be here. 3-1 pitch on the way. And another leadoff runner on for the Tigers. They've done a nice job of applying pressure, getting that leadoff runner on. Another walk for this Louisville pitching staff. And Clemson has 8 hits to go along with those plethora of walks. Davis Sharp
7 walks.
Tough to get by.
Yeah, for the Louisville pitching staff.
Sharp steps in, struck out, and got hit out of that pitch last time up as that one's high and outside, ball one. Brewer, we'll see if he has any inkling to run. He's perfect 6 stolen bases on 6 attempts this year. There's the 1-0 pitch right down the middle for a strike.
I would be surprised to see him taking off.
No need.
9-run lead, kind of rubbing dirt in their face.
Hawkins on deck for the Tigers as Sharp takes the 1-1 and bounces about 3 feet in front. Goes back to earlier, that one he swung at inside there.
Yeah.
A matter of just getting comfortable back in there, seeing live pitching, routine of a game.
Well, he did not identify that pitch at all. He's got to sit back there a little bit longer. I mean, you swing at that one, it was 3 feet short of home plate and 2 feet outside of it.
1-2 pitch and check swing, run around. Didn't look comfortable at bat. He strikes out. And it's the first out here in the bottom of the 7th as you take another look. Check swing definitely went around.
Well, he's got quick enough hands. He does not have to commit that soon. He needs to let that ball get deeper before he commits to swing.
It's the second strikeout for Sharp. Third strikeout, rather, tonight as Briar Hawkins steps in. Runner on first, run out, 10-1 Tiger lead. 10 runs on 8 hits for the Tigers. 1 run on 5 hits for the Cardinals. They have left 7 on base. Clemson left 4 on base. Oh, 1 pitch bounces low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here is lights on at Doug Kingsmore. Sun down, wind lightly blowing. A great evening for college baseball here in this big-time ACC series. It's been all Tigers. Louisville, that one bounces, gets away, and right back to the pitcher. That'll easily allow the runner to get to second. Jogging down was Dylan Brewer.
Yeah, when you have give up 4 home runs in a game and 7 walks, well, that one that was that breaking ball spin and caught Davis in the collarbone, it looked like. That might be a guy I'd get out of there too, maybe for the bottom of the 8th inning, depending on if they end up scoring some runs or not.
Yeah, no need to unnecessarily take the hits behind the plate. Now 3-1 hitters count for Hawkins. Big gap in left center field. Let's see if he's able to put one there. That's outside. 8th walk for this Louisville pitching staff. Theodosio steps in. This Louisville team, for just joining us, they scored in the top of the first. Took a quick 1-0 lead, and then Clemson got the first 3 runners on in the bottom half. Grice's grand slam, his first of 3 home runs, and since then, Clemson has not looked back. Theodosio 0 for 2 was hit by a pitch back in the 5th inning. He'll step in with a couple of runners on and 1 out.
Yeah, Clemson 4 in the first, 1 off of a home run in the second, 1 off of a home run in the third. 4th inning, they did not score, and then the big home run by Grice again in the 5th.
Theodosio 241 on the season. Looking for his first hit here this evening. 0-1 pitch, cuts over the top. Falls behind quickly, 0-2.
He's a guy that I think needs to, at times shorten up a little bit, especially with 2 strikes. The way he runs, put the ball in play, put some pressure on the defense, and he's a guy that really, I mean, he's 241 for the year, and I think he's capable of, he's 280, 290 hitter easily.
0-2 pitch a bit high, 1 ball, 2 strikes, and
Curveball that hung up there. Again, I've talked about his ability in the outfield. He's one of the premier center fielders.
there chases one well outside. Did not go around, went down to first base umpire Dave Sosi. Take another look. Appears to be a right call, didn't go around.
That's a tough call for an umpire.
All the way down the line,
Yeah.
quick look.
Yeah.
No benefit of replay.
You got to be paying attention too. I mean, no
False-
daydreaming.
9-run game.
Yeah.
Did he go? He just puts the arm up. No. 2-2 pitch on the way, run out, hits him. Second straight at bat, he's gotten plunked. And now the base is loaded for Sam Hall. So, breaking ball doesn't come back around and gets knocked there on the elbow. Clemson now bases loaded again, every inning having opportunities against this Cardinal pitching staff. Hall.
Second baseman, number 5.
It's homer to left. Go along with those 2 walks. It's right after Kieran kind of questioned a call. Maybe wasn't focused, and he just absolutely tattooed one off the facade in left field. And now a chance to pad some RBIs with the bases loaded and 1 out here in the home half of the 7th.
96-mile-an-hour fastball from Perkins. I'd like to see a little bit more of that.
Dan McDonald's going to go out and have a conversation here with Perkins, and a little less animated than what we saw
Yeah.
last.
I'd really be
half
interested to see what angered him to the point that he was that animated out there.
I think that was a more calm your pitcher down conversation, throw it over the plate. Yeah, well, you got the sources to find out what that was after the game. Tigers trying to add to an already 9-run lead. Louisville left 7 on base. Right, you go back to third, fourth inning. It was bases loaded and then 2-1 with 2 outs. And England attacked and got out of both those innings. After that, you kind of felt like, okay,
Yeah.
he's going to attack. He's not going to buckle down. And Louisville missed some chances. Game kind
Right.
of got away with him the next half inning.
He's pitched out of a couple of jams.
Interesting to see. I can't see if anybody's down in the Clemson bullpen or not. I think England's night may be done.
There's that fastball again. Got a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. You're down 9 runs. Let's see that pitch.
Ahead now 1-2, bases loaded. Brewer on third. Started things off. A 1-2 pitch. Maybe a little high, and Perkins goes 2-2. Looked like Davis liked where that pitch was. He kind of popped right back up and said, hey, that's a good pitch, what he wanted to see.
Yeah. I think what he wants is you got to challenge people.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases loaded. Hall digs in. 2-2 pitch, low, full count, nowhere to put him. Walks, hit batsman. Cardinals helping out the Tigers here in the bottom of the 7th. Paul, 2 homers on the season with that one earlier this afternoon. Full count pitch. Cued towards second. The only play will be the first, so a run will come home. On the ground out the second, give the RBI to Hall as Dylan Brewer comes across, and the Tiger lead sits at 10 now at 11-1. Puts the ball in play, and Ron only option go to first.
Bases loaded, less than 2 outs. Put the ball in play, you've got a great chance to get an RBI.
Kier Meredith steps in. Meredith coming in, one of the better Tiger hitters as of late, 289 coming into this game, 4 doubles, a triple, 2 homers. Last 14 games, around 386, 22 of 57. So coming on at the right time after missing the first 5 games of the season.
I like him laying the ball down with some bunts, too. That just changes the defense. And with his speed, and I like, especially with the guy on first base, especially against a left-handed hitter or a left-handed pitcher, I like him getting the bunt down.
And not only what he's done, but what he's done with runners in scoring position, stepping up. There you see entering today with
extraordinary
clutch player.
Yeah.
You you obviously know from all your experience, you have those players in these situations that you just feel good about.
Yeah.
They rise to the occasion no matter what they are. And now he's ahead in the count 2-0. Clemson now with 11 unanswered runs after the Cardinals struck at the top of the first. They have this 10-run lead.
That 1-run lead was short-lived for the Cardinals.
2-0 pitch on the outside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. Maybe
that was
you start seeing the expanded strike zone in these.
Yeah. In a minor league game, you would definitely see that. You're playing 140 games and everything. That wasn't even close. But I hate to see that because, guys up there working and just. But on the other hand, if you know that's the case, then you better go up there swinging.
Goes back to the basketball analogy. If it's a foul in the first half, it's a foul with 20 seconds to go in the game.
Right.
So if it's a strike, it's a strike, right? That's off. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Well, the fact is, Jeff Gosney's done a nice job behind the plate. And, you're going to miss a couple, 2 or 3.
He's been consistent both ways, too.
Yeah.
Perkins 3-1 pitch, and Meredith skies it right side of the infield. Second baseman call him off as Bowman, and the Tigers scratch another one across. It's all Clemson as we go to the 8th. A postcard-looking setting here as the sun sets over Doug Kingsmore Stadium. Bryant Lambert, Ron Smith with you. All Clemson as we have Caden Grice stepping onto the mound. If he hadn't done enough on in the box, he'll come in and try to get these maybe last 6 outs. And he just said he was the 15th Tiger to hit 3 home runs in a game. That would be interesting if the other 14 stepped onto the mound after that.
That's doubtful. Well, this is obviously a very talented young man. You talked about his size, and obviously he has the ability to hit. He's got a good arm. I like the way he runs. He's got a bright future.
Also in for the Tigers at third, Max Wagner, the freshman out of Green Bay, Wisconsin. So you talk about you start seeing some subs in and get some folks out as Henry Davis is going to get in at bat, but you wouldn't be surprised maybe if he doesn't come back out to catch the bottom half of the 8th. Rice comes in. There you see Wagner, the freshman, getting some action.
Really a fine defender.
1-1 pitch high. And Wagner, mentioned out of Green Bay, getting some action. And nothing beat, no matter how many practice or inter squad, nothing beats live game reps and playing in front of your home crowd.
Nothing but fastballs from Caden Grice so far. All right around 90, 91. Pretty smooth delivery.
You know he's not going to be short on power.
Well, some guys that can really hit can't throw. But he was late breaking his hands, got way out in front.
Count goes full here as Caden Grice comes in to pitch. Full count pitch on the way at high and loses him. And a leadoff walk. Jogging down to first base is Henry Davis for Louisville. And
And again, just real late breaking his hand, so that doesn't give his arm a chance to get up there and get into a position so he can get to his release point.
First baseman, number 13, Alex Vanellis.
Vanellis steps in. We highlighted him in the open, what he's done the last 8 games. Tigers been able to keep him quiet tonight. 0 for 3, struck out back in the 5th inning. There you see a little off speed out of Grice.
Big breaking ball.
Leadoff walk, all fastballs, comes back with the breaking ball. Gets ahead of Brunellis 0-1, and that was going to be a balk as he lost his footing. Coming across, and with a 9-1 lead, no reason to try to force something there and hurt yourself. That's something we saw out of Kirian slip a couple times.
Yeah, he didn't look real comfortable. Oh, he slept on his left foot, slept off the rubber. He wasn't real solid there. And let's see how he reacts to this. There's that breaking ball again.
Steps back in, 0-2. Vanellis, Leonard, and Dunn coming up for Louisville here in the top half of the 8th inning, down 10. 0-2 pitch, does it again, and after all fastballs, you see 3 straight breaking balls, and caught Vanellis looking. What's wrong about that?
No, good pitch, and Vanellis really, I'm surprised he didn't battle, at least try to fight that one off.
I don't know, unless you're guessing fastball, not sure what you're waiting on in that situation. Runner on second, 1 out here in the top of the 8th. Tigers looking to win the opening game of this series. As another pitch, that one on the inside corner.
Well, he obviously likes that breaking ball versus left-handers. And he's thrown 3 good ones, four good ones now.
Clemson looking to win their 4th straight. We'll go for 5th straight tomorrow afternoon. 0-1 pitch, grounded weakly. Clemson's going to have to hurry. Throws it over. Nice play. Good play at second. Running on to take it is Sam Hall. And a little bit of a fist bump there. Nice play.
Really good play.
Slow roller. Good speed by Leonard. All in one motion. Sharp throw over
to
Davis Sharp. Runner on third now, 2 outs. And this is if you're Monty Lee, you put Grice in there to pitch. Lead off walk. Now you're pounding the strike zone.
Yeah. Now just sticking with that breaking ball. He's been throwing that for strikes. He had trouble commanding his fastball. Now, I really think that Andrew C., the Clemson pitch coach, does a good job with that. He says, okay, here's what we've got tonight. Here's what is working for this particular pitcher, and he goes with it.
Sees what's comfortable, what's getting over the zone, and after that first batter, Grice a plethora of breaking balls. Grice with 3 home runs. And now coming in to try to close things out in the head of Lucas Dunn, now 1-2. Dunn struck out in the 2nd, walked in the 4th, grounded out in the 6th. Crowd coming alive, 1-2 pitch on the way, and it's popped up down the right side. That will get out of play. Dunn started all 35 games this season for the Cardinals. 1 of 3. Davis Vanellis have also done the same. This is a potent offense, which we talked about, a team coming in hitting 300 as a team. Held to 1 run on just 5 hits. 1-2 pitch, foul back.
Down and in.
Dunn battling. This is kind of what you wanted to see out of Vanellis. You know, it shows a lot of heart and character for these kids. 10-run game, easy just to get up there and go through the motions.
It doesn't make sense to do that, man. You get a chance to play the game, and it's you against him. Let's play. Let's compete. You know, guys that give bats away, that's not good.
Now 3 straight foul balls on 1-2 pitches, making Grice work. See the kids battling for the ball. You see the nice facility down the first baseline. What is a beautiful now turned night for baseball and a pleased 2,100 mostly Tiger fans here at Doug Kingsmore. 1-2 pitch again, battle along. Good battle going on here.
And a good changeup.
So now if you're Grice, what are you trying to go high fastball? You've showed us off ball. You got options here.
Yeah, you got a lot of options, and they've been real successful throwing breaking balls.
Davis on third after the leadoff walk. Then the balk and the grounder to second moved him over. 1-2 pitch, and Grice wins the battle.
Changeup.
Gets done singing. Grice can hit, and now he can pitch as Clemson goes to the bottom of the 8th, up 10. All Tigers here tonight in Clemson. 11-1 over the 7th-ranked Louisville Cardinals. A big ACC series as you take a look. Clemson 12-12. The Atlantic. Pitt leading the way over in the Coastal. Of course, ACC tournament does the pool play. Top 12 make it to Charlotte. The battle for the ACC tournament crown. 4 pools, 3 teams apiece. And then, of course, if you answer out your pool, the single elimination. ACC done this for a while. Do you like this format? It's different than the traditional double elimination tournament.
I don't.
Yeah. It's interesting.
I guess it's just such a big league.
Yep.
That it's necessary to do something like that, but no, I don't like it. It kind of takes away the tournament atmosphere of something.
Well, of course, I mentioned a couple years ago, Clemson and Louisville played in what was a meaningless ACC tournament game because I think Boston College had won their first 2 games against them, so the teams trot out there, and maybe you're playing for bubble or seeding, but
yeah.
When you go to a tournament, if you're playing a game, you think you got a chance to win the championship.
Got to mean something. Yeah, it's got to mean something.
Different format will be held in Charlotte, North Carolina, May 25th through 30th. These teams both set to make it. Of course, Clemson series win would go huge toward the NCAA opportunity.
Yeah, they're looking to impress some people. Yeah.
Be big time. We'll have a chance to get some wins as well.
But you mentioned, they might be a lower seed and they're going to travel to go play in a regional. But I'm not sure I'd want to have this team in my regional. They're very capable.
If you were a 3 seed and you see Mac Anglin,
yeah,
jogging out there for your Friday afternoon regional game,
yeah,
not what you want to see. James Parker in for the Tigers. 3-1 pitch on the way. And off the inside part of the plate, another leadoff walk. Clemson's got the leadoff runner on a lot this evening and constantly putting pressure on the pitching staff.
Walk number 9.
You see what the Tigers have to work with. Again, it's not the RPI, not the strength of schedule. They just talked about it. They just put some wins together. This resume is going to speak for itself.
Well, obviously that strength of schedule is pretty good. They've lost some close games, some 1-run games against a powerful team, South Carolina, for example.
2 1-run games. Of course, the Tigers not been that successful in 1-run games until last weekend against the Demon Deacons when they were able to win a couple close ones against Wake Forest. That was 5-2, 6-4, 3-2, so that final 3-2 game. Grice, a chance for... We mentioned he needs that 2-run homer to get the home run cycle, and the leadoff walk is going to give him a chance to do it. Pitch high and away, 2-0. But he's just a freshman, a mature player. He knows he can hit it up, but he's not out there chasing. He's not up there trying to swing away and trying to wait for his pitch here in a 10-run game in the bottom of the 8th.
He's having fun is what he's doing. He's getting to pitch, and he's playing baseball.
Outside
pretty
corner.
darn well, too. That ball was tough pitch for Grayson. That's that was a little away, but
2-1 count to the Tiger freshman. There, big cut. He was going for that 4th home run, just missed.
And that was a pitch to do it on. He'd like to have that one back.
His first 2 homers, you mentioned inside out left field. His 3rd one, it may still be going in right center. And then he was able to admire it a little bit heading to first.
That one needed a flight attendant.
2-2 pitch on the way to Grice here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And another one he could have gotten.
Another good hack.
Parker at first after the leadoff walk. As Grice steps back in this 11-1 Clemson dominating performance. Grice sees the 2-2 and fouls one straight back. 3 straight foul balls.
Good battle.
We saw it in the top half between Grice on the mound. And now he's reverse spots battling in the box.
You know, he's probably pitched and hit his whole career.
Yeah.
This is a comfortable situation for him.
Player, his talent grow up, would do it through the ranks. We'll see another 2-2 pitch. Fastball high, and the count goes full to Grice here at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hall on first. Grand slam, 3-run homer, 2-run homer, and then grounded out. Back in the 6th, unassisted. Full count pitch, chases one in the dirt. And it's the first out of the inning on the strikeout.
Change up.
A little bit off balance by the new pitcher for the Cardinals, Michael Persecki, in his 3rd appearance. Of course, we talked about Persecki, one of those players on the staff that is back from injury, last pitched in the Georgia Tech series. So Persecki getting some work and getting Grice to strike out. Okay, we talked about kind of hitting and coming back, and pitching, same thing. You can throw bullpens, you can throw squads, but getting on the mound, nothing live action. That's French in for the Tigers. 3 strikeouts for French, along with a walk here this evening. Of course, you mentioned numerous times batting behind Grice. Really interesting position is a strong line drive to center field. And it's a single for the Tiger catcher, 2 on, 1 out.
Well, I think that is critically important to have someone protecting Caden Grice. And, I mean, that's what Parker's getting now, because Caden Grice is really swinging the bat. So Parker's going to get some pitches to hit. And, I mean, that's really important. You know, I think as Sharp, he hadn't seen the ball real well tonight. Obviously, he's got 3 strikeouts. He's 0 for 4. But I think as he starts seeing the ball a little bit better, and he will, he's a guy that could possibly move up into that 5 hole. But
it's nice to have options.
Yeah, when you and you know, getting guys back who have been hurt gives you the options.
Dylan Brewer in the box ahead 1-0, 2 on, 1 out. Tigers in control, up 10, looking to pad some stats and pad the lead. Parker grounded in the first, singled in the 3rd, and then walked to the last 2 times up in the 5th and the 7th. So a lot of plate appearances. These Tigers seeing a lot of pitches tonight.
And you talked about earlier this evening, Brad, the effect that you having to use the bullpen so early in tonight's game and use so many guys that it can change the outcome of a Sunday game. Now, obviously, he hadn't brought in his top guys.
Been able to save those, but you're using some guys you may need in middle innings and how quickly they bounce back. 2-1 pitch, low 3-1. And if you're Coach Monty Lee, you're obviously going to be able to save. I mean, you throw Grice out there, but you can bring back out, you know, the rest of the weekend. Hoffman, Clark. You basically got your full
complement of your bullpen
ready
pitchers.
Ready to rock. And
ready to go.
Got a pitch to win a series tomorrow afternoon. 3-1 pitch well away, all the way to the backstop, a walk. Base is now loaded on yet another walk. And tell you what, Dylan Brewer had to turn around and apologize to Sharp as he kind of fired that bat over there. And he turns around. Sharp just gives him a look. What are you doing? But nonetheless, Clemson threatening again. Louisville's left 8 on base. Clemson done a very good job with 6 on base. But watch. Turns around and throws the bat. You'll see the ball go to the backstop and almost took out Sharp's ankles. Now we'll see a pitch runner coming in for the Tigers. Brewer's day is done. Bases loaded again. Clemson threatening. They've scored in the first, second, third, fifth, and seventh.
Pitch running number 16, Bo Mikowski.
Bo Mikowski. Pitch runner for the Tigers coming in for Brewer. A Sharp chance just coming back into the lineup. Sharp could get things going. He hadn't looked around overly comfortable at the plate at times tonight, but a big opportunity for him to get some confidence going.
And at least put it in play to get a run in. I mean, and I know that whether it's 11-1 or 12-1 doesn't make a difference, but in his mind, he's got to start being productive, have some productive at-bats.
Ahead 2-0. That's grooved over the middle. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Wow, that's a pitch that I'm surprised 2-0.
Mid-80s.
Fastball down the middle. He's normally really aggressive. And a 2-0, that's a good time to take the big hack.
Parker at third, French on second, the pitch runner on first, and 2-1 pitch fouled back away. Count evens up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sharp flew out in the first and struck out his last 3 appearances in the 4th, 5th, and 7th for the Tigers.
He did make the error on the 1 ground ball that ended up not
It led to
costing.
the bases loaded,
But he made a heck of a pick on that double play throw that was...
Now grounded to short, double play. Quick flip to second, throws to first. And the nice turn for the double play, and the Cardinals get out of the jam, but they'll have 3 more outs to try to find 10 runs to keep things going here in Clemson. 11-1 Tigers as they look to close out this opening series win. As we go to the top of the 9th, Louisville, just 5 hits. What a start. Run by Mac Anglin, the Tiger pitcher, going 7 innings. Really dominant, got out of a couple jams, looked calm, really attacked batters, and he cemented the series start last Friday. Back-to-back, looking to be a threat.
Same kind of start, and we've said when he commands the strike zone, especially with a couple of pitches, he's got an electric arm, and he's just been very impressive.
Grice back on the mound, set to get the final 3 outs. He came on in relief in the 8th inning. Of course, his well-documented 3-run homer night. It's just the 15th Tiger have 3 homers in a game.
Pinch hitter.
Tyler Hawkins, the freshman out of Lexington, Kentucky, getting the pitch hit opportunity. If you're a Cardinal and competitor, get beat pretty good, you're chomping at the bit to come back out tomorrow, flush it. If you're Coach McDonald.
Listen, Coach McDonald, very competitive, and they'll be ready to play tomorrow. This game will be long gone from their minds. And look, I talked to several coaches on Louisville's staff before the game, and they knew that many people here perceived Clemson to be having a really bad year. But they said, look, this is a good team, especially here at home. They're a good baseball team. We got to be ready. And they're not fooled.
3-0 pitch. Finds the plate. 3 balls, 1 strike. Grice walked the leadoff batter in the 8th, then settled down to get a big strikeout to end the 8th after a long battle, and that was fouled away. Count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. For Coach Monty Lee, if you would have said draw up a Friday night game and say, hey, your starter goes 7, I'm going to pitch Grice the last 2 innings, and we're going to be up 10.
Yeah.
That's about what you would draw up.
But you can't, I mean, that's the thing about baseball. You're going to come back tomorrow ready to play.
Yeah. Again, they'll do battle tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock. First pitch here again from Doug Kingsmore Stadium. Then at 2 o'clock Sunday, first pitch on ESPNU. Full count pitch low. And a leadoff walk as Grice a little bit low on the fastball. Now another pitch hitter, Cameron Masterman, 6'2 junior out of Prospect, Kentucky. The pitch hit for the Cardinals is looks like Clemson may be going to the bullpen for the final 3 outs after the leadoff walk. Grice will get a compliment. We'll step away, come back, tell you about the new pitcher here as the Cardinals down 10 here in the 9th. Rajesh Pandya, the junior out of Greenville, South Carolina, transfer from Wofford College, Southern Conference School, in to close things out for the Tigers. 17th appearance, 3.5 ERA, 14 strikeouts, 11 walks on the year, and he'll inherit a runner on first, but a 10-run lead here for the Tigers in the 9th.
Strongly encouraged by Coach Andrew C. to throw strikes.
India fires one across for a leadoff strike. We mentioned the pitch hitter, Cameron Masterman, 6'2", 225-pound junior, 290 average on the year, getting a pitch hit. So first 2 batters of the inning, pitch hit. This is grounded to the left side. Nice backhand play, throw to second. How about that? Making it look easy, Coach Smith, and that's anything but there, going against. Strong throw to second.
Yeah, very well done. Nice, a really nice jump on the ball. He got great move, good footwork, good backhand, and a good throw to second base.
Well, oftentimes you see shortstops that make the stop but then rush a throw to second.
That's well
Not
done.
on money. That's a nice job there by Parker, who's submitted himself at short for the Tigers. 1 out, runner on first.
And hits third in the lineup. I mean, you just don't see a lot of shortstops who hit third.
It's another pitch hitter, Metzinger, in as Coach McDonald letting a lot of folks get at bats here at the 9th. That's grounded weakly to first. Bobbled quickly. Pandya covers, and there's 2 outs. A nice job staying with it, and a nice job there by the pitcher getting over to cover first. Another pitch hitter now as you take another look. Cued over to first, covered, and the 4th straight pitch hitter for the Cardinals. Tim Borden, sophomore, 6'2", 190. Will get in at bat as the Tigers look to go to 19-18, 13-12 in the conference. $11 run, 9 hits, 1 error for the Tigers, 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error for Louisville. A big-time series opening win for Monty Lee's squad, being closed out by Pandya here in the 9th. Pandya falling behind 2-0 and now hits him. So, inopportune time. Borden will go down to first and gives another at-bat opportunity here in the 9th.
Right fielder number 5, Levi Usher.
Levi Usher steps in, 0 of 2 with a couple of strikeouts, a couple of walks. Struck out in the 3rd and 7th, walked First in the fifth as Pandia misses outside. Usher now takes it high and outside. And see the crowd wanting Pandia to throw it over the plate here with a 10-run lead in the ninth, saying, let's go.
They're not alone.
2-0 pitch. Can't find the plate. A little bit inside. 3-0. You got Borden at first. Masterman at second. Pair of pitch hitters have reached here in the ninth. There's the 3-0 pitch. Right down Broadway. 3-1.
Sometimes it's hard for a relief pitcher, especially one who is used to closing games out, to come in a situation like this and focus and compete and do the things that you would like them to do. Now, obviously, in this situation, you got a guy that's really trying to get more playing time. So he needs to come in and do a job.
So pressure's off, but you're competing for meaningful innings.
That's correct.
Now bases loaded with 2 outs here in the 10-run game. Nowhere to put them. Crowd getting a little bit restless as a leadoff ball here. 1 ball, no strikes, and another pitch hitter. This one, Jack Payton, the freshman out of Orlando Park, Illinois. And quick visit from the pitching coach. You probably like this. Mechanics settle down.
Yeah. And I think what you don't want is if you're in the Clemson Tiger dugout, is you don't want Louisville to feel like they've got some momentum coming in tomorrow. Let's get them out of here and but if they score 3-4 runs here, they feel a little bit better on the bus.
All of a sudden you said, hey, we figured out the offense late. 1-0 pitch. I think he hit him on the inside. It caught the home plate umpire and hit by pitch. 11-2. That'll bring the run home and prolong the game a little bit longer. Masterman crosses home plate. So he kind of hit the inside thing, then the catcher. I think the umpire might have taken the worst part of it.
Yeah, that's not the way to curry favor with the umpire. Might get squeezed now.
Manellis steps in. He's had a tough night now, 0 for 4. A chance to improve things a bit with another first pitch ball to the left-handed Pinellas. And that one's bounced, goes to the backstop, but runner on third deciding not to run home. Thought maybe could have gotten there, but maybe no reason to risk any sort of collision at the plate in a 9-run game.
Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
That run doesn't mean anything. They've got to get
9 more.
Eight more guys to come to the plate.
Now home crowd making some noise, trying to get strike over, and that one's misses high. 3 balls, no strikes. Tigers looking to close this one out here in the ninth. And he fires one. They're going to say it's high and outside, so a hit by pitch brings a run home, and now the walk across. And I thought we might have seen a wider strike zone early when the 8th and 9th closed up here in the top of the 9th. Take a look at that one right on the border.
Yeah, really close.
Now it looks like
he's out.
Clemson may go to the pin. They're not going to let India get a chance to close out. Tough outing for the transfer, and we'll tell you about the new Tiger pitcher here with 2 outs in the ninth with an 11-3 lead when we come back. Clemson's still in control, looking to get one more out here at Doug Kingsmore. P.J. Labriola, your new Tiger pitcher. Small sample size on the year, 2/3 of an inning pitch. Just that one hit given up as Ron Tiger's looking for that last out. Pandia couldn't find the strike zone. A couple walks, a couple hit batters. Labriola looked to get this last out.
Well, a good opportunity. Again, for someone who has not seen a lot of action, to come in and say, hey, I'm ready. Put me in, Coach.
Again, you talked about it. Pitching for playing time, pitching for meaningful innings. He'll
Right.
inherit the bases loader, a little bit of a pressure situation here. Labriola, freshman, Bradenton, Florida, Cardinal Mooney Catholic High School. Sits at 6'6", 220 pounds is the lefty. Trey Leonard, 0 of 4 for the Cardinals, looking for a breakthrough at bat going into tomorrow's matchup. Labriola's first pitch immediately ripped hard, but over the Tiger dugout for a first pitch strike.
What, 6'6", left-hander, throwing it up there close to 90.
Tall, lanky.
Yeah, he's got an opportunity to be good.
Heading the count 0-1 to Leonard. Left-handed batter digs in, 0-1 pitch. Low and away, evens things up, 1 ball and a strike.
You got to give these fans
They're hanging in.
some credit for hanging in here.
Wanting to see that last out. Top 10 win for the Tigers. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss.
Good looking pitch there.
Now the Cardinals down to the last strike. Tigers in the stands rise to their feet.
Well, that ball had a little cut on it. Looked like it ran away a little bit.
Fans on their feet. Tigers up 11-3. 1-2 pitch, bases loaded, and is fouled back. We'll do it again. Labriola's doing the job, Ron, coming in, throwing strikes.
There's no defense for walks or hit batters.
One-two pitch again. Labriola gets set, fires, and it's driven deep right center field, but running on to make the grab. And the Tigers come up with a big-time win in this series opener against the Cardinals. With the win, Clemson improves to 19-18, 13-12 in the ACC. Louisville 23-12, 14-7 in the ACC. Partner, really dominant performance for Clemson.
Really good. From Louisville's standpoint, you walk 9 guys, you give up 4 home runs. That's a tough way to win. Caden Grice, 8 RBI, what a game. And then Mac Anglin, another very, very strong start for the Tigers.
The Tigers did it on the mound. They did it behind the plate, or at the plate, and a big-time win for Monty Lee's squad. Partner, it was fun. Enjoyed it.
Good win for the Tigers, and, it's a big series for them in many ways.
For Ron Smith, I'm Bryant Lambert saying so long for Clemson, where the Tigers dominate start to finish and knock off the Cardinals 11-3.